Okay, hello As soon as I turn my microphone off, my computer starts doing the classic helicopter noise. What? Okay, anyway, that shouldn't be a bother much. Let's see, let me just unfull screen this, full screen it back. Have it go over to... What the hell? What happens if I go back over here? Okay, yeah. I think it's good. Yo, what's up, y'all? Hey, Doki Raid. It might be just because the stream is a little late. No, it's still not showing. All right. Let me see if I can fix this. Can I full screen? Or just stay in this window? Ooh, I have an idea. I'm just gonna make this be captured as a window. And then full screen it. There we go. Okay. So, hey guys, this is part 6 of Fruits of the Literature Club. This is technically part 3 of the Monica route. And yeah, this is what I believe is gonna be the finale of the Monica route. We're gonna continue on 3 hours and 30 minutes, just like every other live stream. But yeah, I think where we left off last time was, Diverse and Julia, had a fallout? Forget the falling out. They had a falling out, and they later made up. We taught Monica how to defend herself against criminals, and yeah, here we are. Walking back into the cabin, I too wipe the sweat from my forehead. Julia enters and immediately goes to a package of water bottles sat next to the door. Without saying a word, she grabs one and tosses it to me. And in about 15 seconds, both the bottles Julia and I obtained were empty. Monica emerges from the bathroom with a fresh pair of clothes, including a new tank top with a frilly design on the collar. The scent of her body wash comes from the bathroom and makes the cabin smell very pleasant. Sorry I took so long. I peeked out a little after I came in here and you two were gone, so... Oh, sweetheart, don't even fret about that. I had to take this kid out back and teach him some respect. Well, if that is what you're doing... Well, if that is what you're doing, then I guess I was the one teaching you. Julia smacks me on the back. Is that a new shirt? Oh yeah, I got it a little while back, but I never got the chance to wear it. Do you like it? Yeah, I do. You look great in it. Monica beams and places her hand on mine. Yep, that's the classic, that's her, casual outfit that I use in my videos. It's a true classic. I might use the MPT one soon enough. If I feel like I'm gonna make a date scene with her. We'll see. Monica beams and places her hand in mine. I'll be the last person to take a shower. With my free hand, I point my thumb to the bathroom, indicating for Julia to get in there. Julia grabs a change of clothes and takes the bathroom, leaving Monica and I alone in the room together. So, how was spending time with Julia? It was fun. She taught me a lot, and I feel more confident about myself. I nod in supportive agreement. So, did you learn anything new while we were gone? Oh, excuse me. So, did you learn anything new while you were gone? Actually, now that I think I'm a lot closer to some information that will reveal everything. Well, what is up with these lines? My god. Anyway, actually, now that I think... Actually, now I think I'm a lot closer to some information that will reveal Actually, now I think I'm a lot closer to some information that will reveal everything. That's a weird line. Information? Like what? For your safety. I don't think you need to know that. I can handle it on my own anyway. Listen, I think we need to talk about that. Alright. She guides me to the bed and sits both of us down. I know you want to do all this on your own, but I want to help you. I can't just stand by idly and let my boyfriend fight not only his battles, but mine on top of that. I'm sorry, but I'm just not the girl who wants someone to fight her battles for her. This is something that we have to fight through together. You're not a lone wolf anymore. You have someone by your side to help. How did you... Julia told me. Okay, I get your point. I just don't want to put you in a position that could result in you being hurt. With you around, I don't think that will happen. Fair enough. Monica wraps her arms around me and gently rests her head on my shoulder. I wrap my arm around her and hug her. When we let go of each other, I look into her eyes. I understand, Monica. Let me explain what my main concerns are regarding this. What's up, people? Hey, Le Pollo. After telling Monica about me questioning Azuki's father and what correlation he had regarding this, she sits in silence, absorbing the information. That certainly is a lot. You never heard any of this, okay? Right. So Julia is gonna follow up on that? That's what she told me earlier. I guess I'll wait for any updates then. We both will, but I also have something else planned. What is it? The guys who had invaded your house and attacked you, they were arrested. Report shows they refuse to talk and are just getting jail time. I see. So we can't do anything about that then? Oh, I'm going to do something about it. Monica looks at me, questioning my words. Before I get the chance to speak, the bathroom door opens and Julia walks out. She walks out of the bathroom in very short shorts, black t-shirt, and ties her hair into a ponytail. Are you seriously wearing that right now? Julia stops and blankly stares at me. What, are shorts too much? I think those are adorable. I just noticed the mod does not use MPT. Yeah, this mod was released before MPT even existed, so, yep. I think those are adorable. Julia winks at Monica's compliment. You're wearing one of my shirts. So? What do you mean, so? I need to do a load of laundry and I don't have any clean shirts left right now. Plus, your clothes are always so comfortable. How you manage to fit into it is beyond me. Hey, what are you saying? Excuse me. Hey, are you saying I'm fat? No, you brunette bimbo. Those shirts are already tight-fitting on me, and now you go and squeeze your knockers into them. Julia's face blushes as she looks away, slightly covering her chest. I don't know if that was a backward compliment or if you were making a genuine point. A little of both. Monica starts to laugh so hard that I make sure she takes a breath before passing out. Well, too bad. I have nothing else to wear. You're fine, Jules. Just don't ruin the shirt because it's a nice one. If I ruin it somehow, I'll buy you a new one. Deal. Sorry for laughing. Julia, you look really nice in that. Thank you. Now, if no one has any oppositions, I'm gonna take my shower now. You girls have fun. After an invigorating shower, I get dressed in clean clothes. Drying my hair off with a towel, I look at myself in the mirror. God, I look so tired. Which is weird because I don't feel tired at all. But the idea of laying down in bed with Monica calls to me. Maybe I should get some sleep. Julia's here with us, and if someone were to try something, we'd be more than prepared. As I reach for the bathroom doorknob, I freeze when I hear my name mentioned in the other room. I worry about him. You're not the only one. Even I can tell he's extremely stressed about this. Not to mention it brings back some painful memories for him. Yeah, that's right. He told me he protected this girl. Izuki was her name, right? She and I looked similar, and then all this stuff started. He thinks it's because of the coincidence. But he never told me what happened to this girl, and to be honest, it kind of makes me worry. Worry? How so? Well, because he seemed pretty close with her. I can only imagine what happened and why he ended up with us here today. And the things that come to mind are not so good. I can tell you one thing. What is it? Diverse didn't want to leave. He had unfinished business with that whole ordeal. Unfinished business? Mm-hmm. This reignited the fire that was within him at the time. If it's one thing about Diverse that I have come to know well, it's that he is vengeful. But he's only vengeful under specific parameters. There's a pause in the conversation as if Monica silently responds to Julia with a facial expression. Vengeful as in protective. If he cares about someone and that person is hurt, Diverse takes it on himself to deliver justice. It's something that Ashley and I noticed about him since he was younger. We've been taking measures to prevent that. I see. Judging from how he grew up, I don't think I can blame him for that. I can't either. When he finds people he cares for, he holds on tight. Because that list is pretty exclusive. I'm glad to be on that list. I'm glad you're around, to be honest. He needs someone to watch out for him when I'm not around. It's strange to hear that he would need someone like that. Right? That stone-cold bastard in there says he doesn't need it. But that's just him being stubborn. Which in hindsight, Ashley and I may have taught him that, unfortunately. Well, no matter what, Julia, I'm gonna be here for him. I should tune out of this conversation now. Silently thinking about what I overheard leaves me quiet and somewhat closed. Part of me instantly dislikes what I heard. I'm becoming too weak. My emotions are taking over and I'm losing focus. This has to change. My job is to protect. I can't allow myself to lose everything over how I feel. After taking a deep breath in, I open the bathroom door. The darkness of the night creeps further and further across the land. Monica sleeps soundly next to me, and Julia across from us in a hammock. I've always wondered how that hammock felt. Is it comfortable? Julia doesn't seem to mind. Either way, she quietly snores away her worries and her consciousness. I, however, lay completely still and silent, staring up at the ceiling for an amount of time I can't even fathom anymore. I know I should sleep, but I can't find the comfort to let myself relax enough to slip into rest. It's too late for me to get up and do anything. Plus, it doesn't help that Monica has her arm wrapped around me, so moving is not an option. After a few minutes, I decide the best thing to do is just get some sleep. Hello? Izuki? My head lies against the ceiling of the car, while the rest of my body is pinned over the back seat. The seat in front of me convexes to an angle where I can't see past it. I know my eyes are open, but all I can see is black. Grunting while I move my legs from the back window of the vehicle, they fall and slam against the ceiling, which is now the floor. The car was hit and had tumbled down the road. As the world slowly begins to phase into my vision, I look around the dark car for Izuki or her father. Father's still strapped in his seatbelt, hanging from it, his hands barely touching the ground. Sir? Sir? I shake his shoulders to see if he's conscious. Diverse? Don't worry, sir. Give me a minute and I'll cut you down. No. He weakly reaches out to me and grabs my wrist. They took her. Please, just forget about me. Just get my daughter back. Who took her? Where? Izuki's father looks outside the window and weakly points. Hang tight. I'll get her back, okay? Please save Izuki. Please. I can barely see anything from here. I look out his window and see a group of people, dressed completely in black, dragging Izuki across the asphalt road. She kicks and thrashes around in desperation. My side stings and draws my attention away. Looking down, I find a moderately sized piece of glass wedged in my left hip. I don't have time for this. Wrapping my hand around the glass, I slowly and carefully remove the object from my body. God damn it! With my obstruction gone, I continue to crawl out of Izuki's window and into the street. Placing both of my hands firmly against the rough ground, I push myself up to my feet. Immediately grabbing the handgun from my jacket... Excuse me. Immediately grabbing the handgun from my jacket, I switch the safety off and aim at Izuki's aggressors. 4 people are surrounding Izuki. They're all dressed in complete black, even wearing face covers to mask their identities. You people are going to pay for this. Focusing my vision on the front and back posts of my handgun, I line my shot with the person dragging Izuki. Scared me a little bit. All 3 rounds strike my enemy in the upper chest, near the coronary artery. He recoils back, clutching his chest. Darting back to the car, I sweep around to the opposite side and ready my weapon. Next, I target the person on the left of Izuki, who has raised their own weapon and is looking around for me. The other 2 grab both of Izuki's legs and drag her forcibly away. I gotta be faster with this, damn it! Barely peeking around the overturned hood of the car, I find 3 more rounds into my target, 2 aimed at the upper chest and the last at the head. This person yells in pain and drops forward to the ground. The slam of their body against the ground sounds as if you dribbled a basketball on a wet wood floor. Rounds strike the car next to me, and in response, I take cover and perform my breathing exercises. Help me! Get off me! Izuki's desperate pleas for help make me jump inside, almost ready to climb over this destroyed vehicle and charge at full speed. But that's completely stupid, and I have to think rationally. Diverse! Izuki, just hold on a few more seconds, please. Closing my eyes, I continue to breathe and think of how to approach this. I'm in the middle of the road. I can't just dart from cover to cover. I can't keep using this SUV as cover either. Izuki's father and the driver are still in here. I can't risk their lives as well. Oh no. Missed what? Have you completed everyone else's routes, or are you just finishing Monica? No, I already did Sayori's route, now I'm doing Monica's route. And judging off the votes of my community post, I'm doing Yuri's route next and Natsuki's last. I can't risk their lives as well. Think, Diverse, think! More rounds hit the side of the SUV. The driver door swings open slowly. Agent, use the door. The driver looks up at me, breathing profusely from his neck. Don't move! Keep pressure on that wound. I will get us out of here. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I feel so dizzy. Damn it! Just hang on! Use the door. Examining the door from the outside, it looks only a little scraped. The inside shows that it's barely connected to the hinge at this point. I grab onto the interior handle of the door and firmly kick the inside. And just like that, the door cracks off the car. Getting used to the weight of it, I prop it against the car and kneel toward the driver. Here, this will help with the pain. I reach into a small and concealed coat pocket and grab a syringe. This morphine should help calm him down and make his final moments more comfortable. Taking the cap off the hypodermic needle, I press it into a point on his arm and inject the morphine. His breathing quickly slows and his head cocks to the side. Thanks. Patting him on the wrist, I grab the door and stand back up. Someone, please help me! You've waited long enough, Izuki. I'm on my way. Keeping the door aligned with my left forearm, I use it as a shield when I reveal myself from the car. Charging as fast as I can towards my opponents, I keep the car door placed in front of me to block gunfire. Peeking up from what used to be the window, both of my enemies struggle to decide what to do. The one to my left decides to flank far. The one to my right continues to drag Izuki. Damn it, they're gonna have me at an open angle. Stopping my charge, I immediately back up and get some more distance from my flanking enemy. This closes the angle they have and allows me to remain at an advantage. Sidestepping along the sidewalk, I raise my weapon to the window and fire some blank shots in the direction of my flanking enemy. Just as I predicted, they stop and revert their path. Izuki manages to kick her aggressor off her and tries to back crawl away. It's lagging again. Fuck. And I'm not gonna keep going in a scene like this until it's resolved. I swear, it's literally on and off every single stream. This gives me my opportunity to move in again. Sprinting and stretching my legs as far as they can go, I close the distance between me and Izuki in a matter of seconds. Slamming the door into the agent, they fly back onto the ground. I quickly take aim and fire a round into their head. While Izuki looks up at me, I shield both of us from the final remaining aggressor. He stares at me from his face cover and drops his firearm to the ground. Next, he pulls out a knife and waves me over. He wants me to fight him up close. Resting the shield on the ground, I check my magazine for any remaining rounds. I have 3 rounds remaining. I could shoot and kill this enemy, wasting the final rounds. Or I could save them in case I absolutely need them. It would take too long for me to reload mid-combat. Even right now, reloading would give him enough opportunity to pick his weapon back up and return fire. And with Izuki so close to me, I can't risk her getting hit in the crossfire. I give my handgun to Izuki and pull out a tactical knife of my own from my jacket. Izuki, I need you to stay behind this door in case anyone else shows up with a gun. They'll at least see me first and give you an added chance to remain hidden. What are you? Don't worry about me. Use this if you have to. I place the gun firmly in Izuki's hands and grip her hands around it. Standing back up, I walk towards my enemy and prepare my stance. Why are you doing this? He doesn't respond and just stares back at me. Not much of a talker, huh? And I'll let you in on a little something. You're in over your head. You made a huge mistake that I promise you will never live down. If you live, that is. Watashi wa anata no ejinta no junbi ga dikete amasu. I'm ready for you. Was that Japanese? Oh yeah, I'm ready for you, Agent. This kind of reminds me of DDoC Vigilante, but this came up before. Yep. Yeah, Vigilante just so happens to be the previous episode that I did before this one. It's a good mod. I think it's a good mod. There's a lot of filler, but I do think it's a good Vigilante mod. And it gives off a slightly different vibe. Yeah, more of a realistic type of vibe. I'm ready for you, Agent. As am I. He swings the knife towards my neck. I bend backward and dodge it, throwing my left foot into his ribcage. He grabs onto my leg and tries to lift. I'm simultaneously put all my weight onto my leg and jump, pulling myself close enough to him and to knee him in the stomach. He grunts and lets go, but continues a flurry of knife swings. Narrowly dodging each one, I decide to go on the offensive. I duck and pivot myself around his final swing, grabbing his arm and darting my knife for his neck. He catches my arm and tries to kick at my legs in an attempt to stumble me. Loosening the grip from both hands, I slip between our grip and pick the man up from his midsection. I create momentum, but swinging the man's body up to my shoulders. Using the same momentum, I slam him onto the ground. The back of his head crashes against the curb with a very muffled thud, remaining motionless. Turning around toward Azuki, she peeks up from the car door and runs over to me. Are you okay? I'm fine, what about you? I don't feel very good. She clutches her stomach and seems weak to stand up. Let me see. I remove her hand from her stomach and pull her shirt up. A jagged piece of glass is lodged inside of Azuki's stomach. Ugh! A jagged piece of glass is lodged inside of Izuki's stomach. There we go. Universe, what's your most favorite mod of all time? Oof. I've only, as much as I hate to admit it, I've only played Vigilante in this. I try to plan on playing the mods that I have in my list completely blind, so I'm trying to avoid all gameplay with everything that I've been doing. So, yeah, I know. DDoC Vigilante has to be the best mod of existence. Because it was made by my favorite Twitch streamer after Zero. That's your opinion. Yeah. Too big for me to remove without further damage, but not small enough that she could continue to bleed at an alarming rate. Jesus. Izuki, go sit down next to the car on the sidewalk. The police should be here any minute because of the gunfire. They can get you an ambulance. Are you sure? Yes, sweetheart. Please. I wrap Izuki's arm around my shoulder and carefully walk her to a safe spot on the sidewalk. Quickly returning to the car, I try to open the passenger side door to her father, but it doesn't budge. Damn it! I grab onto the handle and place one of my feet next to the door on the car's body. Using as much strength as I can muster, I pry the busted door open little by little. When it's open a good amount, I sit on the ground with my back against the body of the car and use my feet to push the door. It eventually releases and naturally swings open. Peering into the vehicle, Izuki's father weakly stares back at me. Is Izuki okay? Is my daughter okay, Diverse? She's gonna be alright, sir. Let's get you out of here, okay? I try to press the button on my coat to start the radio, but nothing happens. Alright, it's lagging again, damn it. What is running in the background? I gotta pull up Task Manager and see what the deal is. Because literally nothing else is running besides this. Like, come on. Okay, give me a minute. I'm just gonna put it by name here. Yeah, it's literally only using, like... You're just only using 42% of my frickin'... What the hell, computer? Why? Okay. I try to press the button on my coat to start the radio, but nothing happens. Damn it. The crash must have broken it. Pressing the knife against the seatbelt, I cut Izuki's father down and carefully pull him out of the car. When I go across the car to the driver, I feel an area on his neck untouched by blood and sigh. He didn't make it. Cutting him down and removing his remains from the car, I hear the sound of sirens in the distance. As the red and blue lights start to illuminate the street, I sheathe my knife and recover my handgun from Izuki. The last man I had fought had disappeared. Looking down at my hands, I discover they are concerningly cut in several places. Blood covers them so much that you can't even tell what skin tone is underneath. But the pain never registers to me. I can feel the wounds rub against each other, causing more crimson life to leak, but no pain. I don't understand what this feeling is inside. What's happening to me? After providing a detailed explanation of what happened to an officer, I watch paramedics load Izuki into an ambulance, her father accompanying her. Ashley arrives on the scene and forces me to stay behind. While I don't pay attention to anyone around me, while I don't pay attention to anything anyone around me says or does, I keep my eyes on Izuki. She reaches out as if to call out to me, but the ambulance door closes before anything comes out. Is it time to get a new computer? I'm already building one, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm literally already building one, actually. So, I might, stream with that brand new one. So, yeah. She reaches out as if to call out to me, but the ambulance door closes before anything comes out. And it was right there that I finally understood the feeling inside of me. It was hatred. Pure, unadulterated hatred. The people who did this are going to pay. I don't care if I have to hunt them down myself. I'll follow every last person on this goddamn planet if I have to. When I find out who they are, none of them will be safe. They will all wish this never happened. The world will feel my impact. Diverse! Ashley waves her hand in front of my face, startling me out of my thoughts. What do you want? Are you okay? I asked you like 4 times already. No, I'm not. I want you to find out who orchestrated this. They're going to suffer deeply for what happened tonight. Don't worry about that right now. You have more important concerns. Nothing could be more important than this. Look at you! You're injured, and yet you still want to keep fighting! I raise my hands and look down at them for a quick second. This, I don't feel it. Ashley winces as I open my palms. Ashley, I don't care what you want at this point. I want you to find out who these people are. And then what? Let you loose? I'm sick of guarding, especially after this. These people are getting away, and you won't let me go after them? Diverse, you're too much of a danger to let loose after this. That a fact? Justify that outrageous notion to me. Just take my word for it. Right now, I need you to get those wounds tended to and prepare for our next move. No. What's gotten into you? I don't care how you view this situation, Ashley. I nearly lost Izuki tonight, something that I don't think I could bear. Seeing her hurt and being loaded into that ambulance made me see things differently. Listen to me. You just want revenge for the attack. You're not thinking clear. Shut up! Ashley slaps the side of my face and stares at me with furious eyes. I don't know what has gone into you. Maybe it's just a bloodlust for vengeance? Maybe it's because you have feelings for that girl? Maybe it's because you don't know how to act in this circumstance. But I will not have you disrespect me like this. I've raised you better than that. I just want what is best for you. Now listen to me and get your ass to the paramedics so they can tend to you. Gripping both of my bloody and cut hands into fists, I silently comply with her request. Jesus, kid. Diverse walks away from me and heads to the paramedics like I had told him to. Normally, anyone could say he acted the way he did because of the attack. But he's been through numerous assignments and fights for his short tenure. However, this changed him somehow. I think I know what it is, too. Reaching into my pocket, I grab my cell phone and call Julia. Hey Ash, what's up? I need to talk to you. What's going on? You need me? It's lagging again. Sounds like he's gonna turn into a supervillain. Diverse? What? Nah, he just wants revenge. Yeah, this is just the start of his villain arc. But no, it's just like Julia said, it just shows off how stubborn he can be. What's going on? Do you need me? An attack happened tonight and Diverse was caught right in the middle of it. My God, is he okay? I don't know, to be completely honest with you. What do you mean? He's only hurt in a couple places, but claims he doesn't feel any of it. But there's more. The driver in their vehicle was killed. Izuki was wounded in a car accident and nearly taken by the group. And Izuki's father was pretty stunned too. But he kept demanding that I let him loose to find and take these people down. Wait, you don't mean... I saw the same look in his eyes as he had that day. My God. So we were right. Yeah. I'm gonna keep a close eye on him to make sure he doesn't go out of boundaries we set for him. Well, if the girl is hurt, then I don't think we have much control anymore. Bullshit, Julia! Like, how am I gonna give Diverse up to that? Well, if anyone can control him best, it's you. I'll call you later tonight. Answer my call when I do. You think I'm staying up? You got yourself mixed up if you do. So help me God, I will run you up the mill if you don't. Ugh, fine. You're sending me money for my coffee in the morning. Sure, whatever. Talk to you later, Ash. Talk to you later, Julia. Pressing the end button, I watch the paramedics decide what to do with Diverse. Moving through the concrete sidewalk that takes me around the side of the field office, I see my destination before me. A large institutionalized building the office uses to detain and hold personnel. It's more of a pseudo-prison than anything else. Oh God. Okay, yep, time to pause. No comments yet. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry, I just ate pasta. That's kind of why I'm a little congested. That's why I'm a little congested at the moment, but I'm fine. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise okay. I have these like really bad hiccups when I especially after I eat something. Julia and I just departed from her office. She got me the connections needed to attain the detained people from the other night. I still get angry thinking about it. Those people followed Monica to her house and then attempted to attack her wife. I still get angry thinking about it. Those people followed Monica to her house and then attempted to attack her while she was in it. If I hadn't felt odd earlier in the day, I don't think I could have caught on. I'm just glad I was able to get in there in time. But on this day, I'm glad to force them to talk. No one's going to stop me. Reaching the building, the entrance has an access control panel installed to the left of the wall. I swipe a keycard given to me by Julia and open the now unlocked door. Walking into the room, I see one of my targets handcuffed and restrained to a chair. Excuse me. It's lagging again. Who's your favorite Doki tuber? I mean, based off of the tier list that I have, I guess the few DokiTubers that I have in S tier are my favorites. Hey, Mitchell and Jell. What the fuck, Zach? What the fuck? Okay, anyway. Walking into the room, I see one of my targets handcuffed and restrained to a chair. I look to a mirror on the other side of the room and wink at it. Rolling up my dress shirt sleeve, I blouse them a little above my elbows. Loosening my tie, I undo my collar just a bit to let myself breathe more comfortably. Do you mind telling me what the hell's going on here? Why is a kid questioning me? What kind of police department is this? You don't remember me? Why would I remember you? Oh, I think that a grown man who had his ass handed him by a kid would remember. You're that kid? Oh, well, this is just great. Oh my god. God damn it. My favorite is Canemonger. Yeah, he's good. He plays a lot of mods, so he definitely has a lot of he has a lot of experience. As a personal good friend of him, I can say confidently that he's a really cool dude. Oh, well, this is just great. Give me your badge number. I'll have your job for this. You want my badge number? I place my face inches from his. It's 4219. I slam my right fist into the side of his head as hard as I can. His eyes bulge, and he nearly topples the chair over. I grab his shirt and sit him upright. You son of a bitch! How dare you do this to me? I want your supervisor. I want your supervisor's boss. You're gonna be in this seat for what you have done. Hey, let me tell you something, old man. I'm not an officer. What? And how did you get in here? I have some questions for you. If you answer them for me, I will leave, and you'll go back to your cozy cell in the precinct. Precinct? Precinct? I think that's how you pronounce it. I have some questions for you. If you answer them for me, I will leave, and you'll go back to your cozy cell in the precinct. Okay. Yep. Let me just get... Shouldn't the word shirts in that previous sentence need an apostrophe? If not, I'm still tired and need some coffee in my life. Man wants the manager. What the So, Karen is a Kyle in boy form? I've never heard that term before. Me? Submit to you? You're out of your mind, kid. I don't need to tell anything to anyone who isn't a no cop, man. What? Okay. I don't need to tell anything to anyone who isn't no cop, man. I grab hold of his head and force him to face me. Why were you going after this girl? Why are we not going after the girl? I'm not saying anything. So, go fuck yourself! I walk over to one of the corners of the room where a bucket lies. Grabbing the bucket, I retrieve a towel and place it over my shoulder. Next, I grab a container of gasoline from the bucket and a small metal rod. What are you doing? Oh, me? Nothing. Just preparing stuff for a game. A game? What do you mean by a game? You'll see. Opening up the container of gasoline, I grab the towel and place it over the man's head. What are you doing? Stop! Oh, don't act like you don't deserve this. I grab the metal rod, and after lifting the towel, I shove it into his mouth to force it open. What are you doing? You'll see what I'm doing soon enough. Draping the towel back over the man's head, I grab a large bottle of water stashed behind the bucket and uncap it. Letting the plastic cap of the bottle fall to the floor, the echo of it makes the man start to struggle in his restraints. It's lagging again, so I'll just listen to the music, hashtag music in here, and just let this scene play out. There we go. Letting the plastic cap of the bottle fall to the floor, the echo of it makes the man start to struggle in his restraints. Gripping his head in one hand, I force him still and slowly pour water onto his face. As the water seeps into the towel and begins to cover his head, he struggles to breathe and begins screaming. Keeping my eyes onto the man's covered head, I watch him struggle to breathe through the damp towel. The great thing about this method of interrogation is that he won't die. He'll still be able to breathe, but he will constantly have the sensation that he's drowning. After about 30 seconds of him struggling to breathe, I remove the towel from his face. Are you ready to answer my question now? He lowers his head and looks down to his lap, the bar in his mouth still forcing his mouth open. As he gasps for air, I grab him and force him to look at me. Are you going to make me repeat myself? He gives a death stare and tries to headbutt me, but misses terribly. Alright then. You seem thirsty. Let's get you a little more water. He starts to yell out again as I put the towel over his face. Sloshing the rest of the water in the bottle around, I slowly pour it over the towel. God damn, this is fucked! If you think this dude is horrifying when mad, just wait till you see how scary I can be when pissed off. What? Okay, Zach. That dude's being water bombarded. What's up, Diver? Hey, Pedro like Supra. Sloshing the rest of the water in the bottle around, I slowly pour it over the towel. To deal with the act I'm committing, I tune his screams out and mentally take myself to another place. I can't be weak right now. I can't give up what I'm doing until I learn what I need to. I will not let my emotions control me. This needs to be done. When the last drop of water leaves the bottle, I squeeze the bottle in my hand, destroying it and dropping it to the ground. I'm going to continue this all night if I have to. In fact, I even have a surprise to make this game more fun. Picking up the pretty heavy weighted container of gasoline, I lift the towel and reveal it to the man. You know what this is? It's gasoline. Slooshing the gasoline around, his eyes widen. Fear is starting to really settle in now. If he doesn't want to play this game any longer, all he has to do is give me what I want. Otherwise, I'm leaving this room in a few hours, permeating of gas like a mechanic. Now, are you going to tell me why you went after that girl the other night? He weakly and slowly nods yes. Setting the container down, I grab the towel and slide it further back and remove the metal bar from his mouth. Kneeling to eye level with him, I wait for his answer. You monster! How could you subject someone to these conditions? Was that the answer to my question? Fine. Okay. Before the big reveal, let me look at the comments. Diverse Hitman. Song by Skillet Monster relates. Oh, okay. Dude, I feel like you didn't need to tell me this, Zach, but anyway. Oh, what? Nope. Nope, I thought it was back, but no, it's not. What the? Come on. I was asked to follow and kidnap the girl. Asked? Who asked you to do that? I don't know who. You're lying. No, I'm not! I'm not doing this with you. I grab the towel and cover his face with it again. No, don't do this again, please! Standing back up, I grab the container of gasoline and start to pour a small amount over the towel. Not enough to fully asphyxiate him, but enough to make his eyes, nose, and throat burn. Stop! It burns! It burns! I can do this all day. Tapping the side of the red container, I look at the mirror. I have an endless supply of water and gasoline to keep the fun going. After about 10 minutes of letting the gasoline do its work, he remains uncooperative in answering any more questions. Fine. I'll get some more water. You seem a little thirsty. What? No! Don't, please! Who asked you to hunt down and attack a teenage girl? Without hesitation, I open another bottle of water and start pouring it. Okay, I'll tell you! Just please get this off of me! I can't breathe! Everything hurts! Taking the towel off his head, I kneel and look him in the eyes, which are bloodshot. This will end as soon as you start talking. I was approached by a man in a suit. He said if I did what he asked me, he would make me a rich man. At the time, it didn't seem like a bad proposition. He said, locate this girl, then handed me a picture of her. What else? You operated in a group, so you weren't the only one this guy approached? The others were in the same boat as me. We were asked to locate the girl and take her. Where? I don't know, man. You know, for a moment there, I thought you were going to be cooperative. I was looking forward to getting out of this room and into a proper shower. But now, I guess I need... What? Okay. But now, I guess I need to get... No! Fine! Damn it! He wanted us to take the girl to the docks southeast of the city. No, okay, it's lagging now. I see we have a public danger in the chat. We're doing something for this? What? What do you mean? Diverse super angry. Yeah, Diverse he's not messing around. The docks? Did he tell you why? No. He told us to not ask questions and just do as we were told. One of the guys with us asked why we were targeting a teenage girl, and the man told him he was only going to get half just for asking. So I kept my mouth shut and just did as I was told. Interesting. So this man, did you learn his name? He only said to call him John Doe. What else can you tell me about this man? Not much. He had a powerful demeanor, and it was kind of hard to be around him for more than a few minutes. Did he mention anything else besides the girl at all? No, just to get her and bring her to the docks. Does he know you failed? I have no idea. He could have had someone follow us. Seems like something he would do. But other than that, I don't have a clue. Did he give you any means of contacting him? Not that I can remember. I remember questioning part of that myself. I don't know where in the docks to bring this girl, or how to let him know we were there. That means he had other means of figuring out if you were there. What did he look like? Do you have any tattoos? Any distinguishing features? None. Looked just like a normal person besides the creepy feeling he gave off. White, kinda tall, black hair. I think brown eyes? I honestly can't remember. Is it Keegan? I mean, I know he was supposed to be called John Doe, but kind of clicks. It's probably Keegan. Please, let me go now. We're not finished. Did he have an accent? Kind of. He spoke very good English, but I could tell that there was an accent there somewhere. I don't know what it is, though. Do you have any other details about him? No. We interacted that once, and I was blinded by the potential money I could have got. Well, you made a huge mistake doing that. Whatever, just let me go like you promised. Promised? I don't recall promising that. What? You said if I answered your questions, you would let me go! Nowhere in there did I promise I was going to do that. You little mother... I need to verify everything you've told me. If they're true, I'll see what I can do. The man practically growls at me. However, if what you told me happens to be false, and you lied at all during this, I will be visiting you every day. You know, payment for wasting my time. Whatever, I told you everything you asked for. I will verify that all myself. I wipe my hands on his pants to get excess gasoline off. After standing up and approaching the door, I turn around and raise my index finger. How much did he offer you? What? I don't remember. You can't remember the amount of money that this strange man in a suit offered you in return for kidnapping a teenage girl who's still in high school, and after taking her, you were to bring her to the city docks. Something doesn't add up there. Fine. He offered between all of us a divided percentage from 3 million. 3 million. Thank you. Before I go, is there anything else you're hiding from me? Because if you are, I will find it. No, that's all. Thank you. Without hearing another one of his words, I open the door and exit the room. Walking into Julia's office, I take a seat on one of the couches and lean back. She sits at her desk, looking through notes gathered during the interrogation. She eyes me for a brief second before returning her attention to the papers laid before her. So, what do you got? Well, the general explanation checks out. Our only issue is going this mystery man that approached him. He wanted Monica brought to the docks, but never specified where. The hard part about that is the maritime distinct is very large. Searching it completely would be too obvious, and scouting it out would waste time. And we don't even know if this guy's aware we captured his cronies. Alright, it's lagging again. Good day. Hey, T-34. From Diverse is very diverse and is collecting intel with very diverse kinds of punishment to diversely contact intel of his enemies. God damn it. Thank you for that laugh, Haven. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's true. Excuse me. That is true. While I was in there, I was thinking about that. After approaching them, he disappeared and didn't provide any contact information. Smart on his end. No way of tying him to the act other than anecdotal information we got from a detainee. I nod my head and continue silently thinking. I can only assume that Monica was going to be brought to the dock so she could be smuggled off land. But the thing about that is, as Julia said, is that the Maritime District is huge. We'd be making ourselves too conspicuous by searching around. Unless we can find some way to identify this man and locate him, we're out of luck. Sighing in frustration, I look out the window behind Julia and into the sky. But before long, Julia's eyes widen. Wait a second! I think I might have something! What is it? Turning to look at her, I start to type away on her laptop. Turning to look at her, she starts to type away on her laptop. So our little detained friend mentioned that the amount offered was 3 million. Correct. Why? There has to be some trail leading to the appropriation of that sum of money. Funds must have been prepared before meeting with anyone. If we can find any transactions in the last 2 weeks around that amount, we can narrow down banks, branches, locations, and then finally, camera footage. Okay. It's lagging again, so I can read comments. I just had to ask. You're fine. Bro, $3 million is much better. Let me just wait for this. There we go. But the hard part is locating the bank that was used for the transaction. And judging since the plan was to most likely smuggle Monica out of port, it could be an internal bank rather than local. That's just great. Leaning my head back to rest on the couch, I shrug and slap my hands against my lap. That's more time devoted to locating information that we're not entirely sure will lead us anywhere. I want you to focus on protecting Monica. Plus, it isn't just you and I working on this. Miyuki's going to be helping too. And if you can recall, Miyuki has experience in international operations. She was an Eastern Branch agent at one point. And you managed to snag her away from them. She opted to transfer for a more stable environment. Chuckling, I lift my head from the couch. I'll also assign a small task force to scout out different areas of the docks for anyone matching the description we have. It's not something we can fully rely on right now, but if they happen to come across anything, it would prove useful. Good idea. Give me the number for the agent that will lead the squad. Why? Communication. That's all. I'm hesitant to provide that, but not enough to fully decline. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? I can't afford stupid right now. I shoot Julia a glare and start to stand up. Before I continue, the first has finally been streaming for a hour. Yeah, each of my streams lasts about 3 hours and 30 minutes, at least on average. That's at least what I try to plan on doing. There we go. Where are you going? Nowhere important. Call me when you're ready to go. Alright then. Walking through the grass, I look up through the branches of overhead trees. The moon provides a faint blue light across the land. However, when I return my gaze to what is in front of me, my phone vibrates. Flipping it open, I respond to the call. Hello? Hello, sir. This is Agent Foster. What do you got? Sir, we think we may have a positive ID on the target. Where are you? 57th and Boardwalk. Eastern Maritime District. I'll be there in 5 minutes. What? Keep surveying and let me know if you find out anything else. Aye, aye, sir. Removing the headset from my ear, I press end and walk down the hill I was sitting. When I reach a concrete divider separating small land division from the road, I hop it and start down the sidewalk. I double check my apparel to make sure I remain inconspicuous and not as easily recognizable. I sport a black baseball cap, white shirt, dark blue jeans, and some Nike sneakers. You spelled Nike wrong! It's Nike. Alright, well, it's laggy. Chip. Diverse, I have a question. Do you watch Brazilian movies? I don't recall watching a specific one that I already know, but maybe I've seen one, but I don't know which one I'm talking about. I don't know. I mean, the kind of movies that I watch are all on HBO Max and Disney Plus, since those are my streaming services that I pay for. So yeah. Definitely not an outfit I would wear on my own, but it will work for tonight. Yeah, you're right, it is Nike. Nike. Approaching a dimly lit crosswalk, I notice the agent who just called me. He sits at a bus stop next to the staircase leading down to a boardwalk. After crossing the street, I sit next to the agent out at the bus stop. He's dressed in a gray tank top, black baggy jeans, a bright red shoes, presumably an expensive brand. I lean back and stretch my arms across the bench. What do you got? So, based on the specifics provided in our briefing, I tailed a man matching your description. His behavior was hard to discern. He was dropped off by a red sedan and walked straight down the stairs into the building on the far left. I see. Did he notice you? If he did, he definitely had me fooled. Turning my head to the side, I glance at a car driving past. Who else is here with you? Connors and Runham. And where are they? North and west sides. Nothing from them so far? No one matching your description, sir. Alright, you're on me. Alright. I'm the only tank. I'm sorry! Good to see I'm not the only Brazilian here. Yeah! Oh, hey, Gabriel! Ready to clip some more stuff? Whee! Alright, you're on me. Aye, aye, sir. Lifting myself from the bench, I take a quick stretch and start down the stairs. He said the building on the far left, eh? Reaching a bend, I follow a path to the left until I am met with a rather large gray building. Definitely used for some sort of supply and storage. Bordering the building is a chain-link fence that stands about 10 feet high. Various no trespassing signs are bolted to the fence posts. Ignoring them, I walk past the gate entrance and into the property. Keeping as nonchalant as possible in case I'm found, I walk casually around the front of the building. The dark structure has all signs or lettering removed, leaving only a sun-bleached imprint behind the wall. Even though there's no advertisement on the walls itself, it's surprisingly well maintained. There isn't any trash on the ground, the fence isn't damaged, and the door to the building looks surprisingly new. Walk along the side of the building, checking my corners for cameras. The agent behind me taps on my shoulder. When I look back, he points up. There's a camera aiming down the edge of the dock. Did you see the man enter the building? From my view, I saw him walk down the side of the building towards the back. I assume that's why the camera's there. Interesting. Should we try the front door? No. A building like this was obviously at one point business operated. I would assume right now is considered after hours, since there's no foot traffic to and from the building. Alright, I'm reading chat, and I think Pedro and Gabriel are speaking, Brazilian. Oh god, that sounds right. I meant Spanish? Oh god, that probably sounds super racist, I'm sorry. Anyway. And we know that above us is a security system of some sort. If we try the front door, it could trip an alarm and jeopardize everything. Not to mention, there are probably cameras inside. I see. So in that case, we should probably locate a way to temporarily disable the security system. How do you suppose we do that? If I recall correctly, there should be both... Oh my god. Sorry. Portuguese. Okay, gotcha. If I recall correctly, there should be both an internal and external security box installed. One out here to supply power to the outside cameras, and another on the inside of the same purpose. These boxes can usually be located near more where the outside utilities are kept. So, we need to find the external box and use it to turn off the cameras outside. However, that is going to cause some sort of alarm to anyone watching the cameras. Not unless we set up a camera loop. Which we can't because the loop has the attached camera. So we're going to need to get to that camera. That looks up to the roof. Of course, it never is simple, isn't it? If we can at least get a decent picture of the guy, I can show it to my source and determine if he is our guy. And if he is, sir, then there won't be any stopping me from taking him. Aye, aye, sir. I can get the picture for you. Alright. Excuse me. Let me just... come on. There we go. I can get the picture for you. How? Give me a boost up to that pipe right there. I'll climb up and go in from the roof. My articular education is still competent. Whoa! Wait a minute. No, that's competent. Excuse me. If my architectural education is still competent, this place was designed with Warehouse in mind. The roof will have access to the management office, which I'm quite enough. I can try to see if I can locate him. If he's inside, which I think he is, I can snap a picture. Sounds good enough to me. He takes several steps back to get distance from me. I prepare my stance and cup my hands near my knee. Ready? Mm-hmm. I nod and he runs toward me. He jumps and plants his right foot into my hands. Pushing up with my knees and then with my arms, I throw him up as high as I can. He catches onto the pipe and starts to climb it up to the roof. Damn, he moves fast. Crouching down and staying in the shadows, I maintain my patience and wait. After a few minutes, I receive a picture message. In the middle of a dark room is a group of people talking. One of them in a black suit with a red tie, short black hair, and a very ominous face is described. Perfect. Saving the picture, I send it to Miyuki and Julia and wait for their response. The agent looks down at me and begins to climb down. When he drops to the dirt, he looks at me and dusts himself off. Good enough? Very well done. Let's leave and wait for our response. Aye, aye, sir. Taking the baseball cap off my head, I walk over to a silver SUV parked on the side of the road and get into the back. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's bad. Man, it's tired. Don't judge me. I woke up at like 9 in the morning just to set the stream up. Saw a video with gringos watch Brazilian what are those? Anyway, I'm gonna wait for this to stop. There we go. The other 3 agents await me. Rummaging through a black Kevlar duffel bag, I get a change of clothes. Gear up. We're going to get ready to move. Aye, aye, sir. Following an infrared marker that points into the sky, we finally get everything we need to bring this man in. He's visited a corner store a little while back, and we've determined his lives in a hotel just on the east side of town. Or, he lives, excuse me. That is where he's going right now. We must have followed this guy for several hours, just in this car alone, tracking his every movement. After Julia confirmed the image with the detainee, we decided it was our time to strike. We're just waiting for him to reach a checkpoint we set. He's almost at the hotel, sir. I have the bag prepared. I have the gag ready. Good. Let's do it. Ruhim speeds up the car and veers into a road, leading us to the hotel. As we drive up to it, we spot the man in the suit heading for the front entrance. We stop the car behind him, get out, and rush him. And before the action starts, let me wait for this to stop lagging. Oh, the channel is The Snow Raven. I don't know that guy. I apologize. Mostly just the chat, speaking amongst each other in Portuguese. That's fine. That's fine. We all a worldwide community. I'm not gonna stop anybody from speaking different languages. The problem with it is I can't read it and I don't know if they're talking to me or not. I'm sorry. We stop the car behind him, get out, and rush him. Startled, he looks back at us, giving Foster the ability to apply the gag and Connors to wrap a potato sack around his head. 3 of us quickly grab it and drag him into the car before anyone can notice or stop us. After he's loaded into the vehicle, we get inside, and Ruhim speeds away. Foster, Connors, and Ruhim all have giant smiles on their faces. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. I have a freaking gaming laptop running a freaking visual novel. There is literally, and I have every background application closed with Task Manager. There is literally no excuse as to why this should be lagging this hard. Laggy? Yep. I, however, only have my trademark scowl. We have this man now, but it isn't over in the slightest. Foster and I secure the man's hands and legs with zip ties and keep him still until we arrive at the field office. Splashing some warm water in my face, I quickly dry off with a towel. After doing a quick beauty check to make sure everything looks alright, I walk back out into the living room. It's kind of ominous when no one else is here with me, but I can endure it. But Diverse and Julia said they were going to do some important stuff today and that Jeff would come by to check on me soon. I appreciate everyone caring about me to such a degree. I would rather just be with Diverse. Lately, he's been different. Like how he was when I first met him. Very abrasive, closed off, and cold. I know it isn't anything with me. It has to be everything that's going on. Ugh. What tabs do you have open right now? Nothing! Literally nothing. Just this and Streamlabs. I've never known Diverse to stress about anything before. Or at least until now. Oh, okay, and then it still continues to lag. I've never known Diverse to stress about anything before. At least until now. He can barely sleep at night, he tosses and turns, sometimes he talks in his sleep, or just lies in bed awake for hours. But he wakes up in the morning, commenting that he slept fine, which I obviously know he didn't. It hurts my feelings a little that he doesn't tell me when he's stressed or scared. But since I've been around Julia a lot lately, I've been learning more about him. Especially that he's vengefully protective. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure it has something to do with Izuki. I know I shouldn't mind that too much, but in my mind, I keep picturing him with this girl. She was popular in Japan, and he and she got along together very well. Then I look at myself and kind of realize that I'm not all that. Never compare yourself to others. You're too special of a girl for that. Diverse's words wash over me like a shower of relief, but it's still hard to shake. Opening the door and stepping onto the porch, I take a moment to breathe into country air. It's much different than what you will breathe in the city. It's much cleaner here. Which is to be expected, I guess. The carbon footprint out here is much smaller than where I live. Yeah. It's really strange. Oh, brother. Okay, come on. There we go. But no matter what, I long to be home. Back in my house, safe and sound, without the worries I can carry now. Which I assume is another factor into Diverse being so stressed. I'm sure he can see my discomfort and wants to rectify it as quickly as he can. But all in all, I miss the literature club more than anything. Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, all of you have been close friends with me since the inception of the club. And I miss all of you dearly. Julia left me her cell in case I needed to call her for an emergency. But I think I might give Sayori a call. She's probably worried sick since the last thing I told her before leaving was... Because of what happened, I'm going to be taking a break from everything for a while. You're the interim president until I come back. Syria had many questions, of course, but I didn't have anything to answer them with at the time. But the least I can do is call her and let her know I'm safe. Using Julia's phone, I call Sayori. Bruh. Alright, just wait for this to freaking stop. Using Julia's phone, I call Sayori. Hello? Hey there, Sayori. Monica? I haven't heard from you since you left! Is everything okay? I've been fine, Sayori. I'm just out of town for a while with Diverse. Well, no kidding! You and him just disappeared after you told me to take over for a bit. You should know not to drop something like that on me. I need time to prepare. Sorry about that. I'll make it up to you when I come back. So you're safe? Yeah. That's good. How's Diverse? Well, he's not doing too well. Ooh! think all the stress is finally getting to him. I'll just keep it there.
Alright. What type of stuff are you two doing out there?
Well, both Diverse and his guardian Julia have been teaching me self-defense.
Self-defense? Like, fighting?
No English, chat? Actually, these guys do speak English, but they're just having a Portuguese conversation about YouTuber and quite possibly about the mod, I think. No English? Yeah. Just love his Sayori impression. Thank you. Excuse me. Kinda, yeah.
I don't think I could picture you hitting someone, Monica. You're too sweet.
Thank you for that, Sayori. How are Natsuki and Yuri?
They're doing fine. We all kind of just wrecked today during the club. I couldn't plan anything for us. Being club president is hard. How do you make it look so easy, Monica?
Oh no, I guess it just came naturally.
Well, we all miss you. We hope you come back soon safe and sound. Alright?
Alright, Sayori, I promise.
Yay! So, what are you up to right now, Monica?
Just wanted to check on you. I'm gonna go on a walk right now and clear my head.
Oh, then I won't keep you. Please stay safe, okay?
I promise.
Good night!
Good night. At least she understood why I'm not around anymore. I was worried about that. Bro, Sayori is a sweet girl, and the last thing I want for her is to worry for me. I already have to deal with that here. Anyway, while I still have some time, I'm gonna go on a walk for a bit. As I step out of the cabin, I look up to the stars. Oh my god! Bro's really tired. Damn it! What gave it away? Like I said, I wanted to prepare my stream. No, literally though. I actually closed my laptop, let it stop running for a while, closed every single application, and when I load it back up, it is lagging. Fucking how? Okay. I hope Diverse is alright. As I approach the door and place my hand on it, it opens from the other side. Shut up! Sir, we're going to be arriving right now. Where do you want us to take him? Take him to the holding area. I'll have Miyuki there ready to guide you. You're not coming with us, sir? I'll be a little late to the party. I have to speak to Julia. Understood. Let's get this bastard out of here and where he belongs. After we arrive at the back entrance of the office, the three agents take the man into the ominously dark and tall gray building. I head for the main office, where Julia is impatiently waiting for me. There you are. Sorry I'm late. Sure you are. Did you get him? Yes, we're bunking him in a cell right now. Thank God. I'm beyond tired, and here you are making my night even more stressful. Then just rest for a bit. I can handle the interrogation myself. It lags. Yep. Yeah, I know. Alright, let me just, keep waving my mouse around so that I know when it stops. There we go. Then just rest for a bit. I can handle the interrogation myself. I know you can, but I still need to be involved. Procedures have to be followed. I understand. Let's get going then. One more thing, Diverse. What is it? I want to talk to you about how you've been acting lately. Why would you want to do that? Because I'm worried about you. You don't need to worry about me. Yes, I do! How can you tell me not to? Can't you see what you're becoming? Becoming? I'm not becoming anything. I've always been this way. I've just been suppressing it. Why? Because there wasn't a reason to act on these instincts, Julia. Monica's involved in all this bullshit, and I'm the cause of it. Excuse me. Let me translate for you, Diverse. What are you guys talking about? Actually, now would be a great time to do it because it's lagging again. Sandwich. Wakes up at 9 or 8 to go to school. Oh, okay. Ah, it's finished. Monica's involved in all this bullshit, and I'm the cause of it. I begin to raise my voice. How can you expect me to just be okay with it? With all this? If I'd never come here, Monica wouldn't be in this mess. Listen, I know that what happened with you and Izuki still strikes you. But that's in the past now. You have to focus on the present. What the hell do you think I've been doing? I'm not doing a lot of this for Izuki anymore, Julia. You're not? I'm doing this so I don't have a repeat of Izuki. I see. Well, I'm hoping for the same thing. The day that Ashley told me about my relocation reassignment, I couldn't believe it. I still had so much to do, so much to say to Izuki. It's in the past now, okay? Just like my father, what he did to me, and the hell I put you and Ashley through raising me. Nothing in the past ever disappears, Julia. It's still always going to affect you in some way or another. Whether you run from your mistakes or you embrace them is the hard decision we have to make. I chose to run, which is why I tried to forget it all and start my own life. It's lagging again. Oh my god, there we go. Oh, never mind. Yeah, there we go. No, never mind. Fucking hell, man. Okay, can I advance, please? Can I frickin' advance, please? Can you stop lagging for 3 frickin' thank you, finally. I chose to run, which is why I tried to forget it all and start my own life. But look what happened! I only brought danger and harm to Monica and myself. The only way I can live with everything is to end this nightmare once and for all. Julia, once I find out who caused all this and take them down, I can finally rest. Are you absolutely sure we can find out who that is? No. But Monica doesn't deserve a half-assed attempt at this. I'm giving it my all because she deserves it. I see. Well, please don't lose yourself in your anger and frustration, okay? I don't want anything bad to happen to you because you got worked up. Julia, I've been restricting my emotions ever since I read Ashley's final poem and Monica's response to it. You saw that? You knew about it? Yeah, it was my idea. She wanted to learn more about Ashley, and the best way for that was to read her poetry. I see. I also overheard you and Monica talking about me while I was in the shower. Damn it. The reason I've been acting strange lately, Julia, is because I can't fathom another mistake. I can't let anything else happen that I would regret for the rest of my life. I'm allowing myself to freely perform my duties as I used to, without emotion and conscience. Don't you think that's a little dangerous? I don't care anymore. Well, alright. Let's get going now. Julia silently nods her head, still processing the information I've dumped on her. Walking into the cell, I tell the other 3 agents to leave. The man in the suit sits in the middle of the room, tied to a chair. When all 3 of them leave, I close the door behind them. Taking the potato sack off his head, he looks at me in the eyes furiously. Oh yeah. Alright, it's fun scene time. But let's wait. Loosening the gag, I let him speak. What is this? Who are you? His initially angry startup causes me to slap him in the side of the head. Ah! What are you doing? He struggles in his restraints and tries to shake out of them. Shut up! I need something from you and you're going to give it to me. Why would I give anything to you? You just kidnapped me! Oh, don't be so melodramatic. You'll be fine as long as you tell me what I want. What could you possibly want from me? You've been flaunting quite a lot of cash, aren't you? Staying at one of the pricey hotels in the city, wearing expensive suits, hiring people to attack innocent women? What are you talking about? That's a severe accusation. Oh boy, it's slagging. What are you... Okay. There we go. No, never mind. Fucking Christ. This is a mess. There we go. What are you talking about? That's a severe accusation. I haven't done anything wrong. I reach into my pocket and grab my phone, opening it and turning the screen towards him. Is this you? He looks at the picture and starts to pale on top of his profuse sweating. Yeah? So, what exactly were you doing in there? Doe? Who? That's not my name. Then let's see what your name is. It's Kagan, I think. Kneeling and reaching into his coat, I retrieve his wallet and begin rummaging through it. Inside I find a photo ID, a black metallic credit card, some membership cards, a photo, and around $100 in cash. Making eye contact with Doe every minute or so, I continue to examine the contents of his wallet. First, I slide the photo ID out of the leather pocket. The name reads John Keeter, and the ID itself is long overdue. Okay, yep, it's John, all right. This is clearly a forgery. The biometrics are This is clearly a forgery. The biometrics are purposely made these numbers to avoid detection. It's under the guise that the holder is still able to validate it and use it as normal. Diverse's internet is acting up, lol. Yeah. At this point, I'm convinced it's my internet. Oh, sorry. That was probably gross. I'm sorry. It's under the guise that the holder is still able to validate it and use it as normal. So it's no use. Putting the ID back into the wallet, I slide out the credit card. It's in excellent condition, almost as if it had never been swiped before. And that's to be expected. Cards like these are for pretty important people with massive bank accounts. This could be our direct link into finding out who appropriated that $3 million. Glaring Doe in his eyes, I slide the credit card into my pocket. We'll see about that $3 million, won't we? Hey, don't take that! That belongs to me! Returning my attention to his wallet, I scour through the various business and membership cards, finding nothing useful in the end. Next, the photo. When I slide it out of its sleeve, I hold it out enough so the light and illuminate it. It's of a Polaroid photo of a woman and a child sitting in a grassy field. That's basically all there is to it. Nothing that's out of the ordinary. Who's the woman and child? They're my wife and son. A wife and son, eh? With this kind of job you have here? I don't know who you're talking about. Excuse me. I don't know what you're talking about. What were you doing in the warehouse? Grabbing his coat, I pull him towards me and raise my voice. I was making a trade deal, damn it! A trade deal? Go on. Why do you need to know? Stop playing dumb and tell me what I need to know. Excuse me. Stop playing dumb and tell me what I want to know. You're not fooling me with your innocent charade. Sighing, I attempt to slip the photo back into his wallet, but something catches my eye. The width of the photo is too thick. Pressing my thumb against one of the corners, the picture folds over on itself. Wait. Grabbing the corner, I peel and discover there was another photo underneath it. It's a photo of Monica and me walking home from school together. What's this? Turning the photo to face him, I watch his face turn pale. He stares for a solid minute, assuring me he's speechless. Okay, it's lagging. Fuck. These text boxes are stuttering like the old Lego game cutscenes. Yeah, I have no fucking clue of what is happening. Fuck, man. But his defeated demeanor vanishes to reveal a sinister grin. You're a perceptive one. I'll give you credit for that. I don't need your compliments. Tell me why you hired people to haunt an innocent girl. Why would I ever tell you that? Because if you don't, blood will continue to shed. And what would lead you to think I cared? I gently gestured that picture to him. Your wife and child. They have nothing to do with this. Oh, but they will. What do you mean? On the bottom of the picture is black ink saying Furano, Hokkaido, and a reasonably recent date. So I assume this woman is in Furando, in the Hokkaido prefecture in Japan? What use will that do you? Opening my commission phone, I dial Julia's number. Excuse me. Can you stop lagging for a second? I'm gonna sleep now. May watch the rest tomorrow. Alright, Goji fan. Stay safe, man. John Cotton 4K. Never mind, I guess Keegan is an entirely different character. Opening my commission phone, I dial Julia's number. As the line rings, I stand back up and pat my hands off on my slacks. What are you doing? Julia, can you get me a ticket to Japan? What? Where specifically? Hokkaido, Furando? I hear it's nice over there right now. Are you sure about this? Yes, I'm sure. I could do a few jobs over there in their field office anyway. You know, get real acquainted with the area and the people. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. Ending the call, I close my phone and lean against a nearby wall. You wouldn't dare to go after my family! They're innocent! Innocent? You want to talk about innocent? Look at what you're doing! You're hiring people to assault and kidnap an innocent teenage girl! And you want to talk about innocence? Grabbing hold of his tie, I lift him by the collar. Where's the logic in that? Where in there would you get your edge? In the game that we're in, my dear Mr. Doe, we shut ourselves off from the ones we care about. But no matter what, we all have our lines. Our boundaries, per se. It's our own decisions that will influence if we go over those boundaries. Me making a visit to your wife and child wouldn't be much different than your men visiting my girlfriend. And I think you owe me a few. You're right. I hired random criminals to work together and kidnap the girl. Of course I'm right. I don't and won't put myself in a situation like this and not know any better. One thing I would like clarified is why you're hunting this girl. Why are you going to these extreme lengths just for her? She isn't even Izuki. I'm well aware that Monica isn't Izuki. Him knowing her name sends a shiver down my spine. What is going on? Then why are you going after her? You see, Diverse, our focus isn't on Monica. It's on you. Me? Start explaining. You're both a threat and liability. You're saying that like I don't already hear it often. What makes you so special? We've known about you for quite some time. And initially, we could just ignore you and you wouldn't be a problem. But just like your track record dictates, you're unpredictable. However, after some close watch, we were able to manipulate you. Manipulate me? Step by step. You just kept making it easier for us. What are you talking about? What does any of that have to do with Izuki? Where's she involved? Ah, her. She disappeared and wasn't seen again. Rumor has it she committed suicide shortly after you left. What did he say? Dizziness begins to fog my head while my body begins to feel cold. No, get over it. You cannot afford to think about that right now. Keep your composure, Diverse. Swallowing excess saliva, I look back down at Doe. Why was she involved in this in the first place? Why did your focus transition from her to me? You were exposed to information that we simply couldn't have out. What are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? What does he mean? There has to be something else we aren't seeing. Something else we just aren't getting. You know, look at the reason why we even accepted the contract in the first place, let alone assign a 4-digit to it. Ashley had said it was for efficiency. Does that make any sense to you? Yes and no. I can understand why sending our 4-digit instead of a team of 5 digits is efficient, but not for this type of ordeal. The agency wasn't interested in protecting Izuki. Well, what do you mean by that? Records indicated that the agency was more focused on her father. So, what exactly am I going to be protecting her from? Well, there is a group of organized crime members that apparently want to kidnap her and use her for ransom. There's also a possibility that due to her father's wealth, there might be a price on her head. Izuki was entirely innocent all along. Their focus was her father. Her father was in possession of the information when I was protecting her. Whatever the information was, it was enough to get my organization involved. It was substantial too, because instead of a normal team, I was assigned to the contract. So that means... you threatened Izuki to keep her father from talking! Correct! Who sent you? Who sent me? That's a fairly strange question to answer. You already know who we are. All you need to know is, we've had our eyes on you. What? Before you go, I need you to listen to me about something. What is it? They're going to have their eyes on you. Just don't do anything stupid. Like always. Diverse, I need you to be in a formal attire ready for tonight. What's going on? We're going to a high-class gala downtown. You want Azuki to come along? Yes, I have a business errand to do there anyway. Prime Minister Haisao's assistant Hanzo Hagishita is going to be there. I see. I'll be ready, sir. Izuki's father was a pretty successful businessman. He could have had a large number of people turn against him, but these people were specifically affected by him. Who would go as far as these people have? What information did your father have, Izuki? Continuing to deliberate internally, a strange feeling begins to cover my body. Wait a second. He said they have had their eyes on me. You're with Hagashita. Ding, ding, ding! Yes, sir, you are correct. You people were right there the entire time. And it played perfectly into our favor. But now you're a threat that must be midgetated. As he finishes, his lips turn into a demonic grin. What the hell was that? Turning around, I stare at the door. What the hell? As I said, Diverse, you're a threat that must be mitigated. You son of a bitch! That entire charade you put on earlier! It was to buy time, wasn't it? Of course. I don't have anything to gain from hiding these things from you now. So I bought some time while a few of my colleagues traced and followed my location. God damn it, this isn't good. A lot of people in the main building aren't armed. They're gonna die! What are we gonna do? No, this is all too real. This can't be happening again. Izuki, I'm sorry that I didn't catch on sooner. I wish I could change it. My heart pounding continuously in my chest. I feel my body grow hot. Gripping my hands into fists, I try to contain my anguish with every last ounce of my strength. Izuki? Alright, before we get to an actual fight scene, I'm gonna look at the comments. Gang is the main antagonist for... Oh, just for the Sayori route. Okay. Let him be. He's doing good voice. Thank you, Demi-Mob! Alright, there we go. Taking one intense breath in, I close my eyes to focus. Diverse, you need to keep your head clear. Don't work yourself up now. Not when there's a problem right here. Exhaling, I run to the door and exit the cell, ensuring it locks behind me. Diverse! Julia, Miyuki, and Foster run down the hallway toward me. I need to get to control on the upper floor and lock down these cells. We can't afford to risk any of them. Good idea. As for you, she cautiously stares me in the eye. You're to defend this installment. No limitations, no restrictions. Those are your orders. Yes, ma'am. Turning away from her, I unholster my handgun and ready it. Good luck, Julia. Likewise, Diverse. Man! Stop lagging! There we go. Okay, never mind. Nope. Keeps going. Fuck. There we go. Never mind. Oh my fucking god. Stop! There we go. They're getting closer to the building! Pick your shots! Don't fire blindly! 3 on the left! Get down! The few agents holding the front lobby duck behind cover. Ripping the knife from my victim's body, I sheath it and recover the man's weapon. He's dressed in all black combat attire, sporting a pretty beefy-looking plate carrier. Too heavy. It'll slow me down. As I turn the corner of the building, I see a huge group of the raiders. more than I can reasonably assume. The agents at the front of the building are desperately trying to hold off the horde. I shoulder the corpse's rifle and grab the rest of his magazines and stuff them between the sides of my pants. Crouching, I take position next to a car and start to aim. I instantly aim for the riders close to the entrance. Firing 4 rounds, I strike 2 invaders in their upper chests and duck back behind cover. No doubt, the muzzle flash gave away my position. Moving down a few cars, I retake my position. 3 more are sprinting towards me, so I aim at them. Wow. Absolutely wonderful timing for the thing to start lagging. I'm back. What did I miss? Shit's about to go down, Lipoyo. Must be an M14. I don't know, man. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. You're gonna stop this eventually. Thank you. All 3 of my targets drop lifelessly to the ground. Rounds impact the car next to me, causing me to scoot back further. Gripping the rifle in my hands, I start to dash to the left. Reaching one of the outside walls of the campus, I get over to it in a matter of seconds, dropping down on the other side. Skulking towards the front gate of the facility, I peek out to survey the area. Several groups of the raiders approach the entrance of the main building before me. As I ready my weapon, I hear someone approaching me from behind. Pivoting my hips to the left, I turn around and swing the butt of the rifle. Slamming the butt of the rifle against the side of my aggressor's face, he stumbles back. Not allowing him to recover, I drop the rifle and grab hold of his arms. Twisting them into an angle that restricts his movement, I maneuver myself behind him. Letting go of his arms, I quickly bring my hands up to the man's head. Snapping his neck, I reach down and grab hold of his handgun and remove it from its holster. Turning around to use the corpse as a shield, I aim the handgun at the 2 other raiders sneaking up on me. Nice try. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on. When both of the bodies hit the ground, I recover my rifle from the grass and eject the magazine. Alright, as this lags, I'm gonna enjoy the actually super cool music. Alright, there we go. Grabbing a fresh magazine from the side of my pants, I insert it and put the charging handle back to check the receiver. Still good to go. Turning the corner and stepping out from behind the wall, I time my shots and focus on the raiders approaching the left side of the building, near the holding and cell area. As I focus fire onto them, I hear footsteps to my right. Foster slides under the barrel of my rifle and sits next to me. Sorry I'm late, sir. I had a little trouble back there. He raises a handgun from his own and starts to fire with me. Where's the rest of your team? Scattered around the campus. I hadn't had any contact with them since the raid started. Do you know how the medical wing is faring? They're not holding out, sir. The front entrance was breached, and staff is struggling to defend themselves. Hold this position. Okay, before more gunshots start to take the screen over, let me read the chat. Hold up. Hi. Hey, Yandere! I'm playing Fruits, and the thing has been lagging profusely, even though literally nothing in the background is running, and crap, other crap. Anyway, hold this position. What are you going to do, sir? I'm going to follow orders. I take the final remaining magazine out from the side of my pants and hand it to Foster along with my rifle. When you're out of ammo, use this. Make these rounds count. Removing my handgun from its holster, I grab it tightly into my right hand and start sprinting to the medical wing. Approaching a group of the raiders from behind, I wrap my arm around one. Before he can react, I place the barrel from my handgun against his neck and fire. Throwing the corpse to the side, I lunge forward at the others before me. Kicking one to the ground, I dash to the side to avoid the fury of gunfire going on around me. Get out of my way, all of you. As I can continue to fire and push my way through the bodies I lay, I keep my mind on the goal. The front entrance to the medical wing has been breached, and I run through the remnants of the door. Please don't hurt me! I hear a woman crying for her life down the hall to my left. Aww. Putting or pulling back the charging handle? Oh, what do you mean T3-4? Alright, let me just wait for this to stop. Because I don't want lagging gameplay, especially during animations like this. When somebody does animations of certain screens, I will not hesitate to make sure that the game runs smoothly. Come on, just wait. There we go. I hear a woman crying for her life down the hall to my left. Keeping completely silent as I skulk down the hallway, I peer into a hospital room. One of the raiders, still dressed in black, holds a rifle at a nurse's head. Holding my lifelong hand, I sneak up behind the raider and suddenly smack the side of his weapon, causing it to flail off the side and away from the woman. Taking this opportunity, I bring the knife to his throat and slice it open. What?! Blood begins to pour down his chest as he reaches for what used to be his neck. Pushing him to the side, I kneel to the woman. Are you here to save us? Get out of here. Go to the back of the campus and into the clothing bay. There are agents there holding the fort. You'll be safe. But there are others here that need my help. How can I leave them? You're no good if you're dead. Do as I say and get out of here. She hesitantly nods and stands up. Before letting her out of the room, I exit the room and make sure it's clear for her to run. Go. Thank you. She runs down the hallway and safely out of the building. Looking at the knife in my hand, I stare at the blood covering the blade in my hand. I'm completely covered in the blood of my friends and my allies. His Adam's apple got split! Come on, game. Just hold on for a little bit longer, come on. Come on. Start cooperating with me. I know you want to. There we go. I'm completely covered in the blood of my friends and my allies. Tightening my grip around the knife, I lower my hand and look down the hallway. 3 raiders walk through the busted door behind me. Being quick on my feet, I jump to the side and kick a gurney towards the closest. It collides into him, stumbling him and allowing me to jump on. Swinging my legs to gain momentum, I kick the side of his head. After he hits the ground, I push my feet forward to further push the gurney. Pushing myself backward, I hop off the gurney and straighten my forearms to block an incoming blow. One of the raiders slams the butt of his rifle against my arms. Wrapping my right hand around his rifle, I pull him toward me. Once we make contact with each other, I pivot my hip clockwise and throw the man over my shoulder. The third pushes the gurney back into me. Ugh. His apple got cracked. I assume you mean his neck, right? There we go. The third pushes the gurney back into me. As the rail touches my hip, I throw myself over the gurney just enough to land on it. Effectively riding it away from the raiders, I turn around and line up my shots. When their bodies fall limp, I stop the gurney and get off of it. But a heavy set of footsteps come from behind me. Turning around, I see a huge raider step out of the hospital room, wiping blood off a long silver blade. You're regarded as strong, but not anywhere near me. You killed defenseless people. Getting into form and raising my arms, I wave him over. Now try your luck with somebody ready for you. I'll crush you like a kitten. He cracks both his neck and knuckles as he steps towards me. Alright, before we get for a good battle, let me stop the logger! Been streaming for 2 hours, yet you're right. And oh my god, I think this is the first time I've ever done a stream and actually have over 10 viewers. Wow. He cracks both his neck and knuckles as he steps toward me. I have to reload before I can continue firing. I need to make this quick. Grabbing hold of the gurney, I kick it down the room toward him. Using both of his arms, he throws the gurney up with raw force. Taking this opportunity, I throw myself back onto the ground while grabbing a magazine. Allowing myself to roll from my back and onto my feet, I eject the magazine. Using the momentum of my swing, I launch the magazine out of the handgun and send it soaring through my attacker. It strikes him in the bridge of his nose and stumbles him, allowing me to roll behind. Fucking Christ, man. Vigorously pulling the trigger, I unload round after round into this behemoth's upper body. New record. Thanks, Yandere. Thanks for that beautiful emote. Alright, continuing. But he turns towards me and tries to swing. Throwing my upper body backward, I somersault away. God damn it, go down already! Each valuable round flies into my target, but don't seem to offer any resistance in my favor. It's as if he is ignoring every one of them and continuing toward his goal of killing me. I don't have the ammunition to keep wasting. My only hope is to rupture an artery and cause him to bleed out. But from this position, I have little to no luck. Shoving my handgun into my pants, I retrieve my knife. He swings toward me, allowing me to maneuver backward, barely evading his attack. Pushing myself across his side, I shove my knife through his gut. Screaming as loud as I can, I use the energy of force to cut through him. What? It's lagging! What up, Yandere Gaming? He's doing good. Hey, who did you say hi to, Yandere Gaming? Also, hi to everyone in the stream, obviously. Sliding past him, I use my left foot to stop me and my right to launch me upward. Grabbing his shoulder, I bring myself closer to his neck. Yeah, you may be stronger than me, but I am faster than any of my opponents. I take my blade and rip it into his throat. And with speed, I have precision. Jerking the blade clockwise, I tear through the muscle of his neck. Releasing my grip from his neck, I fall to the ground and roll away. He reaches for his neck and tries to stop the profuse amount of blood pouring from it. But he quickly turns pale and topples over head first. Taking a second to recover my breathing and my resolve, I stand back up. Scavenging as much ammunition as I can, I start to head around the back, toward the holding area. Busting through the door, leading me into the main hallway, I see Julia throw a raider over her shoulder. Still twisting his arm afterward, forcing him into a lock. Once he's immobilized, Julia presses the barrel of her handgun against his head. Running up to her, she and I make eye contact. All I do is nod at her, both of us lowering our weapons. Here, I think you need this. Miyuki hands me a damp paper towel. I hastily accept it and begin to clean my face. How are you feeling? Julia curiously looks at me from her desk, her hands folded and her face contorted into forced professionalism. I feel fine. As I finish that sentence, I ignore the soreness and the exhaustion while it rips into me. Resting my forehead against the wall to reduce dizziness, I close my eyes. Are you hurt at all? Just a few scratches and bruises. Nothing serious. Good. What about you? Well, I need to redo my makeup. How terribly tragic. Groaning with irritation, I push myself away from the wall and head for the door. I'm gonna step out for a minute. Stepping outside of the main building, I lean back against a nearby wall. Alright, let me just... wait for this. MC really went, here's the thing, you ain't got no guts. Oh, there they are. Oh! Jesus, that's really dark. Stepping outside of the main building, I lean back against a nearby wall. Controlling my breathing into a systematic rhythm, I try to clear my mind and recover my bearing. All of a sudden, an agent walks past me and nods at me. Thank you for your help, sir. Don't mention it. You doing alright? Oh, don't worry too much about me. I'll be good as new in no time. Glad to hear. Go rest up now. We both nod at each other and he walks off. While he walks toward the parking lot, I reflect on everything that happened tonight. No capital W. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I can move past it. We know who's responsible for this now, and after this attack here, we now have more than enough motive to go after them. This has been going on since Izuki. That's right. Izuki. I know you of all people wouldn't harm yourself. I'm sure you're out there somewhere. My phone vibrates in my pocket, distracting me from my reveling. I look at the screen to identify the caller. It's Jeff. Answering the call, I place my phone against my ear. What is it? We have a problem. What do you mean? An apprehensive shiver starts to trickle down my back. The cabin has been ransacked. And I can't find Monica anywhere. Diverse? Remaining silent, I end the phone call before saying anything. Pocketing my phone, I start toward a cell with a certain individual in it. Throwing the door open and slamming it shut behind me, I face Doe. Back so soon? Where is she? Keeping my... Oh, fuck. Back so soon? Where is she? Keeping my voice calm, I cross my arms and peer into the soul behind his pupils. My, whatever do you mean? He looks up at the light smugly. Oh, are you referring to the fact that you neglected Monica? How tragic! For a pretty girl like her to be put in this position. Gripping my hands into fists, I walk closer to him and never take my eyes off his. As I said, step by step. You keep making it easier for us. They have Monica. My options are limited now. As my mind runs through the thousands of scenarios I can take here, only two things really pass as possible. Oh, fuck! Oh, wait, no, yeah, you're right. I can just, save the game. I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure this out on my own. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers from looking at the chat. Okay, so if I think about this, if I use force to make him talk, Diverse probably wouldn't be thinking clearly, and he probably would keep going, help John, force over with this plan, as he doesn't think irrationally as he uses force. So, I'm gonna have Diverse just keep things calm. See what more information we can get out of this guy. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can talk with him. Perhaps if I change my approach, I can gain some leeway against him and get him to talk. Turning away from him, I walk across the room and grab a spare chair. He curiously watches me as I bring the chair next to him and sit down in it. Leaning on the backrest, I look down at the ground. Straining at the minor cracks and indentations of the concrete floor, I fortify my resolve by picturing Monica's smiling face. Even the stern face she had on when I was teaching her to fight, that gave me the motivation I needed to see myself through this. She has been strong all this time, and I've been the one to struggle. I know you want to do all this on your own, but I want to help you. I can't just sit by idly and let my boyfriend fight not only his battles, but mine on top of that. I'm sorry, but I'm just not the girl who wants someone to fight her battles for her. This is something that we have to fight through together. You're not a lone wolf anymore. You have someone by your side to help. That's right. This is our fight. And it's not over yet. I don't want to lose you. I've been forcing myself to do things I never intended to do just to keep you safe. I brought that suffering here on you. And I promise I will make this right. I've been allowing myself to stray further and further from who I am as a human being. All my enemies are monsters, and my only choice to be their slayer. However, he who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster. Because if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. Returning my eyes to doze, I finally speak and break the silence. Do, I'm going to ask you a personal question, and you're going to answer it. I don't think I have much of a choice now, do I? How far are you willing to go to protect the ones you love? Both a peculiar and relevant question, kid. But I would do something I wouldn't normally do. Sometimes you have to take those risks. Now the real question here is, what risk are you planning to take to save your precious Monica? No, you have it wrong. Huh? That question was directed to you personally. You attacked my girlfriend and turned her life into a living hell that will take years to recover from. It's only fair I bring the same hell to your family. What? Keeping my voice soft and neutral, he grits his teeth and angrily growls back at me. How far are you willing to go to protect the ones you love, Doe? The room fills again with the heavy silence that weighs on both of our shoulders. He looks around the room, anxiety filling his hypocritical soul. The fear emanating from him makes me smile. He tries to speak, but it looks as if he can't speak the words out of his mouth. Perfect. This was just the opportunity I was waiting for. Now I can exploit his fear and weakness to my advantage. What? Are you unable to speak? Is it because you fear what I'm going to do with your wife and child? Or is it that you're speechless because you're completely helpless right now? Which is it, Doe? I'm waiting for your answer. You think your petty intimidation tactics are gonna work on me? I know it will. I can see the fear and the panic inside of your eyes. I can read you like a book now that I have overcome what has been my problem since day one of this. How are you so calm about... Excuse me. How are you so calm about... Oh my fucking god. How are you so calm about this? Your girlfriend has been taken, and even if you go after my family, nothing will change. Aren't you scared? Scared, huh? A man who feels no fear has no heart. But for me, I know fear. It does not control me. He curses under his breath and looks to the floor, half defeated. The fight that is left in his eyes diminishes by the second. Reaching over, I grab hold of his hair and force him to look at me. I'm going to tell you this only once. And this will be your final opportunity to save not only yourself, but your family. Because I want you to know. I stare into his eyes and at the coward within his soul. Tell me where they're holding Monica, and I will see to it your family isn't harmed. But I refuse to say the same thing about you. Innocent people were hurt tonight because of you. And you're willing to hurt my family over that? There are others out there besides me that wouldn't even think twice about putting a bullet into your loved ones. You're lucky that I'm giving you this final chance. He shuts his mouth and deliberates internally about what to do. His facial expressions show me the varying levels of anxiety he experiences as he mulls over, betraying his country for his family. Or he can remain loyal to his country and sacrifice the one he loves. If I were in his position, my answer would be obvious. After a minute of tense silence hanging in the air, Doe looks back down to the ground and hides his face from me. Drops of liquid fall from his face and onto his torn and dirty suit. I can't tell you where Monica is. He continuously avoids eye contact with me and cries silently. As I would expect a man who just sacrificed his family to react. Standing up from the seat, I head toward the door and leave him to reflect on what he had just done. Closing the door to the cell and leaving the broken man behind, I turn and face Julia. She looks at me, expecting a concerned or panicked outburst from me. But the fear I had with this is all started is gone. I continue to maintain my usual expression and lean against the wall. Julia is the first to speak and break the silence. What do you want to do, Diverse? Leave his family be. The suffering he feels currently is more than enough to destroy him eternally. The man just willingly sacrificed his wife and son to his enemies. But he will never see them again anyway, so he'll never know if we followed through with my threat or not. Thank God. I was getting worried about you for a minute there. Why's that? Well, what was with the sudden moon change? Shouldn't you be worried about saving Monica? We're going to find her very soon. Oh, what? How are you so certain? She has your cell phone, right? Julia's eyes light up. You're right! We can trace my phone's GPS location! There you go. So what you told him, it was all empty threats? Humans will do crazy things to protect what they love. He cares about his country and job more than his family. I just happen to be on the opposite end of the spectrum. I will protect Monica no matter the cost. Go to your office and get me the location of your cell phone right now. With any luck, Monica still has it on her. Julia doesn't say another word and avidly walks past me. Strides with purpose as if she has a renewed sense of pride. Shoving myself away from the wall, I ensure the doctor... What? Ensure the doctor?! Shoving myself away from the wall, I ensure the door to Doe's cell is locked and follow her. As we walk into Julia's office, Miyuki stands up from Julia's desk and sits down on the couch. She looks at us curiously, waiting for the results of the interrogation. Miyuki, trace the location of my commissioned phone. Immediately. Yes, ma'am. Miyuki opens her laptop that sits on the couch and starts to type away at it. Julia gets to her desk and then looks back towards me. I unbutton my dress shirt and take it off, lying it against the back of one of the couches. Miyuki's eyes wander over to me as I rotate my arms and elbows to check for any hidden damage. Small scrapes, cuts, and bruises litter my chest, side, and lower abdomen. It's lagging again. Let me look at the comments. Or at least... Oh god, I missed a ton. Holy shit. Well, I guess I can just, That emoji. I could probably... I really gotta add more. Anyway. Small scrapes, cuts, and bruises littered my chest, side, and lower abdomen. But nothing too serious. Satisfied with the quick med check, I look back down in the ruined shirt. Julia, get me another shirt, please. Okay. Julia reaches into a drawer in her desk and retrieves a black shirt. She normally keeps a spare shirt or two in her desk for me in the event I need to redress. When she tosses it against the room towards me, I catch it with my left hand and quickly put it on. Rotating my head side to side, I pop my neck and take a deep breath in. Why do you look so calm given the situation? Miyuki finally decides to speak instead of stare. Ignoring her stupid question, I look back at Julia and unholster my handgun. Walking forward, I place my handgun on her desk and slide it toward her. Huh? Take it. I'm not going to be needing it tonight. What do you mean? I have something else planned. Turning away from her, I head for the exit. Call me when you have Monika's location. Wait, you can't just leave. Opening the door to her office, I casually walk out and close it behind me. What's with him? I don't know. Earlier today, he was constantly afraid that... Ma'am? It was his fear. He finally overcame the fear he was hiding. I don't know what the catalyst was, but something changed when he went back in the cell. I look down at his handgun, which is covered in blood and dirt. Those eyes of his, they've come back. Could it be that the fictional title, The Reaper, really does apply to him now? I really hope this wasn't what Ashley and I were afraid of. Miyuki, find Monika's location fast. Am I cleared? Yes, nothing too serious here. The nurse feels around my back and my sides for any irregularities. Since I can't directly see or inspect my back properly, I came to the medical wing where the remaining staff gave me an emergency physical. The nurse from earlier immediately accepted my request. You're okay to continue physical activity. But why was this so important suddenly? I'm not finished with this night. What? After everything you did earlier, you're still going to continue fighting? I have to save someone I love. And I refuse to let anything stop me. She stops pressing against my back and walks in front of me. Her eyes meet mine, and she smiles weakly. Thank you for everything earlier. Don't thank me. Standing up from the examination bed, I put my shirt back on and leave the room. As I walk toward what used to be the front entrance, my phone goes off. Answering it and listening for the caller's voice, I smirk when I hear the following words. We know where Monika is. I'm coming, Monika. After Julia briefs me on Monika's location, I found out they brought her to the docks I had met Doe originally at. If Monika's still there, hopefully, they might be planning to call us and demand ransom for her. But I will make sure they won't have that chance. Using one of my old hoodies, I put the hood on to cover my head. As I walk down the industrial street with cars passing by, I inch closer and closer to the docks. Locating a nearby alley, I duck into it and quickly... Locating a nearby alley, I duck into it quickly and immerse myself into the darkness. The moonlight shines down on the docks, casting shadows and figures. Peeking my head out from a nearby corner, I look left and notice two adult men walking toward me. Roughly the same height to each other, a little taller than I am. Hiding back in my cubby to reduce the chance of being seen, I wait for them to come closer. As they approach, I hear them speaking to each other. They're speaking Japanese. Excuse me. They're speaking Japanese, which pretty much confirms my theories. Mentally translating their words, I listen and lie in wait. You think that kid is gonna show up? Keep your voice down, you idiot! I don't know, maybe we got him in the raid. You think so? Maybe we can finally finish this job and go home. What do you think the guys above are gonna do with the girl? Probably just get rid of her. I heard the girl's father is some big trade CEO. Interesting. An opportunity for some quick cash. Haha! Yeah! What's gonna go? What is this? Holding the retractable baton in my hand, I bring it against both of the man's knees, disabling them and bringing them down to the ground. As they both look up in disbelief, I, like a master swordsman flicking his wrists, slam the baton against the sides of their heads, aiming for the temple. When they drop limp to the ground, I drag their unconscious bodies into the darkness. Adjusting my hood, I continue along the path they were following. Wow, let me wait. Lag Spike impaled the stream like Olaf from... Oh, look at that! I've been impaled! Oh, come on, my stream no, it's my stream freezing. Holding the retractable bit... What the fuck? Oh, shut up, Zach! Adjusting my hood, I continue along the path they were following. Creeping further into the docks, a fork appears in the path behind. Ahead! Fuck! But as I approach it, another man dressed in black turns the corner, face glued to his phone. Dashing to the side and crouching down near the box, he walks right past me. After he walks a decent distance away from me, I turn the corner and start heading toward the center of the docks. Storage crates turns into walls as I near the water. Peering out into the distance over the wall, I notice a gathering of people near one of the industrial lots. If I keep heading down this way, I should be able to get to the lot within minutes. Lowering myself from the wall, I speed my pace up and traverse along the wall. I get to a small stretch of wood that leads me to the industrial district. Alright, let me just wait for a second. Alright, come on. Let me just wait. There we go. I get to a small stretch... Okay, that didn't... No, there we go. I get to a small stretch of wood that leads me to the industrial district. Two more of Hagashita's operators down the stretch notice me. Wait a second, is that him? Get him! Someone go let the others... Using the entire strength of my right arm, I slam the side of the baton against his head. He flies to the side and collides with the wall. The other tries to reach for the handgun attached to his hip, but I start swinging my baton at him. Each swing forces his hand away from the weapon. He quits going for his gun and fights back. He holds his arm out to block my swings, simultaneously swinging his foot into my side. Using my free hand, I grab hold of his foot and wrap my arm around it. My hands pivoting, I force his foot to bend opposite of the ankle, essentially turning it 180 degrees around. Before he has the chance to scream in pain, I swing his leg to the left, causing his momentum to stumble him over. He desperately clutches at the side of my hoodie, taking it off of me as he falls back. A panicked huff coming from his mouth, he takes the hoodie off to uncover his face. Ah! It keeps lagging, man! I don't know, this MC is Doom Guy. Oh, there we go. A panicked huff comes from his mouth. He takes the hoodie off to uncover his face. Your eyes! Grabbing both of the unconscious men, I place them in the shadows. Just like the last two, these guys had radios. I prop their backs up against the wall to keep them vertical. Before I go any further, my ears pick up something that makes me freeze. I swear to God, I just heard her voice. Monica? I turn my head around in circles to try and pinpoint that sound. I even close my eyes to make it easier. A muffled cry comes from my 7 o'clock. No, my 8 o'clock. Turning towards the noise, I reopen my eyes and start running. It sounds like she's in the building up ahead. Jumping over the wall, I roll when I hit the ground to maintain my momentum and speed. Turning the corner and darting for the back door, 2 guards notice me. Throwing them to the side, I reach the back door. Closing the baton and sliding it back into my pocket, I test the knob. It's unlocked. I open the door enough to slide it into the building and quietly close it behind me. Okay, if we get into another scene, let me just wait until it stops lagging. As a matter of fact, let me check the time. Okay, I have about an hour left. Who knows, maybe I might even finish this stream before we get to the endings. I open the door enough to slide into the building and quietly close it behind me. Sneaking closer to the door, I peer inside one of the windows. Monica sits on the floor with her head facing to the ground. Her wrists are tied together with a zip tie. A single man dressed in professional clothes stands in front of Monica. Resting my ear against the door, I listen to what he's saying. That's why you're here, girl. Also, the stream froze? And we're back. Oh, fuck. That's why you're here, girl. To lure that kid here. Now stop stalling and call him already. We don't have all night. Yeah! I won't let you use me against him. I hate willful women. You're meant to be obedient and do whatever a man says. He rolls his sleeves up and looks down on Monica with an evil glare. You will not set another finger on her. What? Huh? That terrified guard turns around to face me. Oh, the lag! And there we... Yep, it's good. The terrified guard turns around to face me. Being no more than a foot behind him, when he turns around, I reach out and grab his throat. He peers behind... He peers back into my eyes. I didn't hear the door open. Retrieving the baton's handle from my pocket, I swing it out with my right hand to extend it. I'm going to remember your face. What? Swinging my right arm, I cock the baton into the air. Slamming it against his skull, I let him fall to the ground. Diverse! Kneeling toward her, I drop the baton and grab a small survival knife. Watch your wrist. When I say I want you to lift your arms as fast as you can. Right. I press the knife, blade facing down, against the zip tie. Alright, let me wait once again. Diverse for real has McDonald's Wi-Fi. Shut up! Shut up! Now. Monica throws her arms up while I force the blade down. The sudden combination of actions break the zip tie and frees Monica. She immediately reaches out and wraps her arms around me. Are you okay? She nods while I visually inspect her arms and her face for any signs of damage. A few cuts, scrapes, and bruises, but nothing too serious. What about you? They told me some awful things. I'm perfectly fine. Looking around, I offer my hand to Monica. Come on, let's get out of here. She accepts my hands with a warm smile. Thank you for coming. Don't thank me for doing what I promised. I'm getting you out of here and we're ending this. What about him? She nods towards the man on the ground. Leave him. He will be taken care of later on. Let's go. I'm right behind you. Recovering my weapon from the ground, I hand it to Monica. A weapon? You'll need it if I get overwhelmed. Oh my god. waiting for the lag to end. Also, we finally get Monica as a sprite scene. Okay, anyway. Just wait. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, come on. Are we good yet? Are we good yet? Please? There we go. You'll need it if I get overwhelmed. Monica grips the baton in her hands fearfully. Walking to the door of the office, I pull it open and exit the room and into the warehouse. Something catches my eye to my left. Turning my head enough to capture them in my peripheral vision, it's a guy pointing something at my head. Pushing Monica back into the office with my left hand, I pivot my upper body to the right. A deafening explosion goes off near the left side of my face. Hot gas is expelled from the barrel of a firearm and blasts my face. My left eye practically scalding and impairing my vision. I reach out and grasp my assailant's arms. Throwing my knee into his abdomen, I throw him over my shoulder and contort his arms behind his back. Kicking him in the back of his neck, he falls limp. Diverse, are you okay? I'm fine. Blinking my arm several times to rehydrate it, I ensure the intense stinging pain coming from it. After a second of the unbearable burning, my eyes begins to regain its vision. Monica places her hand on my back and checks my ear. That was close. If I hadn't noticed him when I did. Hearing the quick patter of incoming footsteps, I grab Monica's arm and begin to lead her toward the exit. Stopping short before the door, I wait for other pursuers to enter. As the door swings towards me, I lift my leg and kick against it. The sudden force of my kick sends the door crashing into those on the other side. Running outside, I grab one of the guards and throw him over my shoulder. Monica walks outside and swings the baton at someone coming in from our left. She manages to swing with a good amount of force, too. The guy drops to his knees after it slams into his shoulder. Kicking the man to the ground, I hear several more pairs of footsteps running towards us. We need to move, now. Grabbing Monica's wrist again, I start running to the back of the lot towards the water. Scaling down the stairs and across the long, narrow stretches of wooden paths, we start to near the edge of the Maritime District. Hearing running in front of us, I dart to the right and lead Monica back up some stairs into the aisles of storage containers. After turning another series of corners, Monica and I find ourselves at an open stretch that leads to the water. Several armed men start to surround us, leaving our only option to see behind us. We can't jump from here. Wreckage and debris are a hazard if we do. The armed men close in on us, but a single man in a suit steps out from the mass. Well, this is a surprise. I remember this man. Hanzo Hagashita, Prime Minister of Japan. I never thought the big man himself would come down here just on my account. He softly gestures his index finger towards me, a soft smile on his lips. You're a tricky one. I felt that since this was taking a bit longer than I had anticipated, I needed to intervene. That's pretty ballsy of you. What if I were to shoot you right now? Granted, that would serve a death for me, but you would also fall too. I do not doubt that if you were to quick draw a firearm, I would die. But I didn't get to where I am today because I was fearful. That one thing we have in common, right, Diverse? And with that, I've learned that there are always going to be threats against you. With this world, you need to be strong to survive, so I take care of the threats against me. Even if it's from some lower-class citizen with no truth influence at all. Or for an agent who got involved in something he never was meant to. So you had no problem hunting down an innocent girl just to keep her father quiet? Not at all. He looks out to the sea behind me. I've lived a life of constant progression. I was born into the family of an avid and dedicated politician. Naturally, as a Japanese boy, my father looked to me to continue on the family path. So I filled his shoes as a politician and worked my way up the ladder where I sit now. As any great businessman would do. Which, let me tell you something, young man. Alright, I'm pretty sure that you can shake her a bit. Anyway. McDonald's Wi-Fi, I know. Alright, let me just continue to wait. There we go. Which, let me tell you something, young man. You have been the biggest thorn in my side ever since I heard about you. No one else would drag me from the comfort of Tokyo to care about business. Which I could say I was flattered. Now with that said, all of the AIM men start walking toward us. Stepping in front of Monica and keeping her back with my arm, I prepare for whatever happens next. Diverse? Stay behind me, Monica. I can't take them all on at once. I could probably take the first 3 on the left before the others can get me. But I need to buy enough time to give Monica a chance to run away. Keeping my stance, I stare at each one of them in the eyes. My final gaze landing upon Hagashida. He and I share a long stare until he raises his right hand and proceeds to snap. No! No, damn it! Snap. Monica flinches and hides behind me, but I freeze my body in position regardless of what's going to happen. All of the men lower their firearms and step back. What a resolve you have. Seconds before death, you maintain your status quo. Excuse me. Seconds before death, you maintain your status quo. Never faulting for even a second. Alright, I'm gonna wait. Also, really nice CG, by the way. I gotta look up the artists who made this. I know they were in the credits the last time I finished the Sayori route, but I gotta double check. Alright, come on. Just wait a little bit more. There we go. Not faulting for even a second. And that gaze, it could make even the most hardened of warriors fearful. You know, you could potentially be an asset to me. You were just going to kill us. What changed your mind? Your versatility. Knowing how strong your integrity is, you won't buckle under the most demanding of stress. You are not only capable of defending against a lethal special operations strike force, but you can also be a ghost, taking out a large number of my guards here completely silently. Not killing a single one, mind you. Your set of skills are much more impressive to behold in person. So hear me out for a proposition. I remain silent, ready for anything to pop off suddenly. Take your girlfriend and leave. That is a gesture of goodwill from me. However, we are going to call on you one day. Who knows, if you happen to help us out when we need it, I may provide you a personal favor. And what would that be? Extending our umbrella of protection to dear Monica here. You continue to do things for me, and I'll make sure she's kept safe from now on. How can you even think of asking someone like me this question? Give it some thought, you never know. You may need it in your coming years. With a chuckle, he turns around and waves his men off. You'll hear from me again soon, Diverse. They all walk towards several incoming SUVs posted on the road ahead. When they get in the cars, they don't take any extra time waiting around and immediately leave. Why did he spare us? What does he mean they will call on me for a favor? Is he that cocky to let me go after learning everything? Everything? What a real piece of scum. Monica's hands on my shoulders caused me to turn around. Diverse, is it over? The sky starts to glow blue as the sun rises from the darkness. It's dawn. Nearly succumbing to the overwhelming waves of emotions coursing through my veins, I look back into Monica's emerald eyes. Yes, Monica. Ah, come on. Stop with the lag, come on. It's over. Yes, Monica, it's over. 1 month later, the school hallway. Good old club room. Walking down the hallway toward the club room, I spot Monica waiting outside. When I approach her, her eyes light up, and she immediately takes my hand into hers. What the hell? Why is she blue? Why is she blue? Diverse! Hey, what are you doing waiting out here? Oh, there we go. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can brush past. It's fine. The girls told me you were going to be able to stay today, so I thought I'd wait out here for you. Did you now? Of course, but first... Monica quickly wraps her arms around me, embracing me tightly. I return the gesture and wrap my arms around her. Monica softly whispers into my ear. I'm glad you can stay late today. It's been very lonely without you. Oh my god. It's been very lonely without you around. What the fuck? Is that Sprite? Is she turned into a Smurf? It's been very lonely without you around. Well, Julia and I finished the rest of our cleanup work. My afternoons are free again. She releases her grip from my body and grabs my hand with both of hers. Come with me for a minute. I want to show you something. Monica turns around and starts to lead me down the long corridor. Turning left into an entirely different classroom, she closes the door behind us. Looking around the class, I discover that this is the music room. Monica walks over to the large piano and sits down onto its bench. So, over the last few months, I've been practicing piano. She meets my eyes a couple of times and flashes a hot smile. I don't think I'm very good at it yet, but I practice real hard on this song. Because it's for you. Monica's delicate fingers start playing the piano, and immediately a beautiful melody starts to fill the room. Knowing that she made this song for me, it makes my heart instantly feel as it has been awakened from its long slumber. Or from a long slumber. Over the last month, I haven't been able to see Monica much once everything was settled. I informed Julia of what happened with Hagashida, and she had been working closely with upper admin about it, what to do going forward. But I had to help keep things calm and running smoothly at the field office. A lot of equipment was destroyed during the raid, and many people were hurt too. So, as you can imagine, the normal daily routine was shot and had to be stabilized. With that over the last month, Julia has been tasking me with various jobs to help out. Since yesterday was my final day with the temporary assignment, I was now free to return to the club after school. And with that, I get to hear this beautiful song. Off to my right, I look at the door to the class and notice it's slightly open. Natsuki, Yuri, and Sayori all peek in and listen. I decide to keep their presence a secret for now and walk over to the piano. Placing my hand on the top, I start and watch Monica elegantly play her song for me. Leaning back in my chair, I watch Yuri and Natsuki converse about the material differences between their writing styles. This is the 4th time they've talked about it, I think. But normally they end up yelling at each other, and one of them storms off. However, today was different. Both of them were talking to each other civilly and rationally. Not something I would expect from any interaction between the two. Looking to my right, Monica smiles back at me. Looking down, my eyes trace the connection between us. Her hand is in mine. Her arms is in mine, our arms outstretched to each other. However, this is all done discreetly under the desks. Natsuki still complains when she sees me and Monica kiss. Something along the lines of, "Are you two holding hands under the desks?" Her voice breaking me from my thoughts, I turn my head to stare at her. What else would we be doing? Don't ask me! It's just weird seeing you two all lovey-dovey. I think it's delightful. It's so cute! Don't let it distract you from your activities. Remember to finish your poem, Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri, do you think your colliding writing styles could potentially help each other out? What do you mean? Yuri's style supports the emphasis of descriptive words and comparisons. Natsuki's style relies on the raw power of simple words and emotions. Don't you think if properly worked on, both of those styles could supplement each other? Natsuki remains quiet. Yuri looks down at her desk for a second, pondering to herself quietly. Okay, now let's just... Anyone here? Just me? No, there's 8 other people here too. It's not just you, they're probably just watching. Now let me just wait for this to frickin' stop lagging. There we go. Yuri looks down at her desk for a second, pondering to herself quietly. You may have a point, Monica. I don't know. I want Yuri's style to corrupt mine. But if it was to be an assignment, maybe. Natsuki smiles and looks away from everyone. I think that sounds like a great idea. Okay, everyone. Monica addresses the club how she normally used to. Just that alone sets me at ease. Tuning out of Monica's speech, I look at each of the girls' faces. It's been exactly 1 month since that night. Even now, I couldn't believe the events of that night, let alone explain what happened to Julia. When I arrived at the checkpoint, she saw me carry Monica inside. She practically tied me down for answers. Not to mention scolded me for going on my own. But after explaining what exactly Hagashida told me, she seemed to lessen up. And from that point on, there was silence. No one else followed Monica or me around. No other attacks occurred, and I didn't constantly look over my shoulder every day. However, about a week ago, there was a news report that caught footage of Hagashida at the docks. Naturally, the press went on a frenzy and had a field day with prying at the man's secretary. When Julia informed me of the report, I couldn't stop the cocky grin that formed. He did that directly to himself. I'm not responsible for that. So after some time of peace and quiet, I began to lower my guard. But it returns no more than a few minutes later. I can't let myself be vulnerable to any more threats. And whenever I have my guard down, something happens. So I push the risk aside and retain my guard at all times. But that isn't all bad. If it's for a purpose, then I don't mind spending my time doing it. And my purpose now is to continue my existence with her. All of a sudden, my commission phone rings. Your past doesn't define who you are, it just gives you the starting point for who you're going to be. Heck yeah! We got the good ending first! Yeah! Oh, we had 3 writers a part of this. Playtesting. Oh yeah, this is the, music. I gotta look at this. Good job, you guys, on the music. Holy crap. Oh yeah, and you guys too. Trap beat. Oh. Okay. Art. I've got American Eagle. There he is. That's the guy who made this. GG's, everybody. Mission is over. That was really good. Yeah. To me, this honestly beats Vigilante, if I'm being honest. I mean, I can't make comparisons yet because I still have a ton of other mods that I need to play. Vigilante I already completed. whenever Chapter 4 comes out, I'll probably just play that in my spare time, and my opinion on it will probably change over time. But this is such a really good... Oh, it's Fruit of Grisaya. Oh, okay. Thank you all. Thank you for playing. All of us from the Fruits team appreciate all the love and support you've given us. Of course. What time is it right now? All right. Okay. Now, since we still have a little bit of time left, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. It's not quite over yet. We still gotta see the other option. The bad ending. Yep. We're gonna see the bad ending. Everybody everybody get your tissues out, cause I mean, I haven't seen this. Like, again, I've avoided all gameplay of this. So I literally have no clue what's gonna happen. So, yeah, I'll have to prepare. Since I still have some time left, I thought I'd go into the bad ending to see what happens. This is going nowhere. If I want to save Monica, I'll have to force him to talk. Gritting my teeth, I turn around and walk out of the room. What? Giving up already? Are you serious now? Stupid kid. After gathering some supplies, I return to the room with a bucket filled with several items. Setting the bucket down next to the door, I walk over to the opposite side of the room. Grabbing a foldable table and stretching it out, I lock the legs in place and push it so it sits against the corner. Returning to the bucket, I delicately reach into it and pull out several neatly wound ropes. Doe sits and watches me. Big man, talking shit just a minute ago, huh? You'll regret your entire life when I'm finished with you. Securing the table in place with some clever tie-downs, I turn around and look Doe in the eyes. Tell me where Monica is. Ha! You... Slamming my right palm against his cheek, he jerks to the side. I don't want to hear your snarky comments anymore. I'm done playing games with you. Grabbing his face, I force him to look me in the eyes, projecting the disdain and anger I have into his soul. As his eyes stare into my pupils, beads of sweat start to form on his head. Grabbing his collar, I start shaking him back and forth violently. This is gonna be your final chance to tell me where Monica is without getting hurt! He tries to make eye contact with me again as I shake him, but fails to control the direction he had flies. To control the direction his head flies. Without a doubt, he has whiplash right now. But whiplash isn't going to get me my girlfriend back. What are... Pulling him forward with great strength, the chair tips, and he starts to fall. Stepping out of the way, I watch him fall to the dark and cold concrete. Grabbing the back of his chair, I force him to sit upright again. Have you gone crazy? You can't do this to... I can do whatever I want with you. Taking a step back to get some distance, I walk towards Doe and kick him in the abdomen, knocking the wind out of him and throwing the chair backward. His body gasps in desperation for air. But after successfully throwing him off rhythm of his breathing, he will start to panic as he struggles. Sitting him upright yet a second time, I let him regain his breath. Standing over my prey and looking down, I watch as it squirms in pain. This man, the amount of pain he has caused in his lifetime, is much greater than anything I could ever reciprocate to him. But maybe he's locked in here with me for a reason. Maybe this is his punishment. Lowering the tone of my voice, I grace his ears with the disturbing sound of a soft but threatening voice. Where is she? You're quite the vicious brat. You had me actually feeling some form of fear for a little bit there. Or you're just a tool used by this agency to perform its dirty work. If you were a real man, maybe I would actually fear you. If by a man you picture someone like yourself, then I'm much more than a man. Grabbing him by his coat, I lift him and the chair he sits on and throw him against the table. Ugh! He struggles and tries to thrash around, but I take my knife out and cut his restraints. Slamming the hilt of my knife against his forehead, he falls into a daze. Good. This will give me enough time to restrain him to the table. Tying his head, arms, midsection, and legs down around the table, I successfully negate Doe's ability to move. He starts to come to as I walk back across the room towards the bucket. What the hell was that about? Remaining silent as my fingers touch the ice-cold handle of the bucket, I lift it and bring it over to the table. What are you doing? Out of the old metallic bucket, I grab a blowtorch that can be propped up with a custom-fit stand. Attaching a small bottle of fuel to the tool, I set up the stand. Doe tries to look down at me, but all he can do is struggle against the rope. Once finished, I reach back down into the bucket. When I pull my hand out a few seconds later, fresh blood drips from the side of my ring finger. Directing my gaze onto Doe's eyes, I prop the torch up and ignite. The powerful flame... Ugh! Okay. You've been streaming for 3 hours, yeah. Blah 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 blah. Come on, come on, come on. Keep going, keep it going, keep it going. Oh my god! Stop lagging for 2 fucking seconds. There we go. The powerful flame comes in and The powerful flame comes out in fiery glory. Adjusting the nozzle, I make the flame moderately small. Reaching back down into the bucket, I grab onto something and pull it out. When Doe's eyes focus on it, they widen. What are you doing with the rat? Oh, Jesus! Oh no, I know this tactic too. I think I saw this in Sinister 2. Not it's a screwed up movie. Oh no, I know what he's doing. Oh fuck, this is gonna get brutal. What are you doing with the rat? Staying silent, I place the rat back into the bucket and continue adjusting the flame. Once I'm satisfied with the size, I set the stand a moderate distance from Doe's abdomen. Next, I turn the bucket upside down and make sure the rat remains in the bucket. What are you doing? Stop! Why do you seem so surprised? Didn't I tell you earlier you had your final chance? You refused to tell me where Monica was. The rat that is in this bucket is going to be trapped. With the blowtorch in position, the flame will gently hit the side of the bucket. Of course, the temperature of it will gradually warm up, causing the rat to force its way out. As the rat digs into Doe's flesh, he will be unable to stop it due to his restraints. Before I turn the torch toward the bucket, my commission phone rings. Pressing the headset to my ear, I cautiously listen. Diverse? Monica, where are you? Say it! A loud crash happens from over the phone. Monica screams in pain. Say it! Diverse? I'm at the docks. They said... Monica hesitates her next words. Say it! They said to surrender yourself, or they'll kill me. Where at the docks are you? I don't know. I think we're on the east side. I could see the tall insurance building in town. Diverse, what do we do? After hearing her say that, several men in the background start yelling. Hold tight, Monica. I'm on my way. The call drops. An empty feeling surrounds my body. They're hurting her over there. They will all pay. Starting with this one. Looks like I didn't need to rely on you for information. Your own people made you useless to me. Turning the nozzle of the flame, I direct it onto the bucket. What are you doing? Did you expect me to let you go? No. You're going to sit here and accept the consequences of your actions. But don't worry. The rat can keep you company. As I approach the door, I stop and turn around. Bowing formally, I leave Doe with some fighting word. Excuse me. Bowing formally, I leave Doe with some fitting words. Enjoy your evening. What? No! Don't leave me here! Pressing my index finger against the light switch, I turn the room completely dark. No! Walking through the dimly lit hallway, I make my way back to Julia's office. When I enter the room, both Julia and Miyuki look at me. Is everything alright? Get me a new pair of clothes. Preferably black-colored. That doesn't answer my question. What is going on? Stopping my advance into the room, I stop short of the door and place my hand against the wall in frustration. I don't have much time for Julia's questions. Doe refused to talk. I got a call from your cell phone, and it turns out she's my bait. I'm being lured to the docks. You're kidding. I'm going after her. At least give me time to set up a proper deck team to support. It's gonna take too much time. Plus, I don't believe any of our other agents are capable of being prepared quickly tonight. He has a point, man. Then what are you getting at? Are you going alone? Turning my head and staring Julia in the eyes, I once again repeat myself. Get me a new pair of clothes. Alright, here. Julia reaches into her desk and prepares a new outfit for me. It's a normal routine we have set up in case I need to change attire between operations. This is going to be considered one of those times. She hands me a fresh casual outfit, blue jeans, and a black shirt. However, I walk over to the door and pick a black jacket from a hanger. Removing my tattered and bloody dress shirt, I check my arms in midsection for any serious damage. I catch Miyuki glancing at me and hiding her face. Normally, I would find this a perfect opportunity to humiliate her and call her out. But right now, I couldn't care less. She's just another pawn being used. I've chosen not to use her today. After being I count out my remaining ammunition and request a resupply. Tucking magazines in small pockets attached to my belt, I holster my handgun and inspect my knife. Gripping it tightly in my hand, I stiffen my posture and encourage myself mentally. Before Julia had the opportunity to stop me, I made my way out of the office and to a courier. Telling him only "Docks go," he nods and starts the vehicle. I pop out of the car approximately 5 blocks away from the port. A decent distance away, but it's going to mitigate my chances of being spotted. Controlling my breathing and keeping my cool, I start to navigate a narrow alleyway along the edge of the Maritime District. Using one of my jackets, I put the hood on to cover my head. As I follow the narrow path, I find myself creepingly directly up to the outer walls of the cargo bay at the docks. The moonlight shines down in cascade shadows and figures all around the area. These shadows are going to be my method. Eventually, I reach a small brick with that I scale. Dropping down on the other side, I duck down and look around. The varyingly covered storage crates lines the docks up and down, creating little aisles. Peeking my head out from a nearby corner, I look left and notice 2 adult men walking toward me. Keeping still, I wait until they cross in front of me. You think that kid is gonna show up? Keep your voice down, idiot! And yes, I think so. He has no choice, right? He has to show up or we'll kill that bitch. If he was smart, he'd leave her to die. But what is this? Leaving both of the bloody corpses behind, I tighten my grip on the knife and move through the shadows. Nearing a fork in the path ahead, another one of Hagashita's guards walk around the corner. Dashing to the left, I crouch close to the pseudo-wall made by the storage containers. His face is glued to his phone, so he nearly walks past me. All of them will pay. Peeing at both paths ahead of me, One leads into the industrial area of the docks. The other leads me towards the outskirts. Turning left, I follow the path until I notice several more guards ahead talking in a group. Slowing the pace of my walking, I kneel to the side and contemplate. There are 3 of them, and none look on alert. So they must not be expecting me for a little while longer, eh? Slowly removing a magazine from my belt, I toss it up and quickly catch it. Selecting my target, I aim toward the guard on the far left. Throwing the magazine as hard as I can, I watch it soar towards the destination. It crashes against his head, stumbling him backward. Just as quickly as he stumbles, I dash to his side and force my knife through his neck. The other 2 guards jump in surprise. Swinging my midsection to the right, I bring my left foot against the incoming guard. Upon making contact with his face, I reach my hand toward the ground to stabilize me. Withdrawing my foot from this oaf's neck, I swing my legs back to throw me right side up. After landing, I throw my right wrist out to block an incoming swing. My wrist makes contact with the guard to my right. Okay, it's gotten really bad. I'm scared. Why are you scared? Okay, well, yes, this is a bad ending, but don't be scared. We'll break through it together. Adjusting my grip on the knife, I angle it downward and slash. Slicing through a good chunk of his arm, I use my free hand to throw him over my shoulder. Holding onto his arm, I pull him back at just the last second. The small of his back crashes against my knee. The impact would make him gasp out, but the man I kicked tries to pick himself up from the ground. As he turns his head to stare up at me, I slam my foot down on his skull. Flicking the blade of my knife to get excess blood off, I grab my magazine from the ground and continue toward the industrial area. Reaching a small chain link fence, I peek through it. All clear. Scaling the fence quickly and quietly, I land inside of the business's yard. Diverse and the 4 of us will make it through as a team. Yeah! Keeping to the shadows, I make my way to one of the roads Foster and I came from earlier. And sure enough, there are the stairs that lead me to the warehouse. The sounds of cars passing behind me as I make my way down past the eerie echo of the stairs. Finally getting to the bottom of the staircase, I kneel down and check my jacket. It's covered in blood, but in the dark moonlight, it would be difficult to distinguish as such. It looks like a half-decent design. However, I'm going to be in a much more public area now. I can't afford the risk. Taking the jacket off and throwing it over a nearby wall and into the water below, I make my way toward Doe's warehouse. 2 more guards sit outside of the fence where Foster and I had originally entered. They're so distracted by talking to each other that I can quickly jump over a nearby wall. I'm gonna have to climb up. Sheathing my knife, I look up at the building before me. The warehouse is directly behind it, so if I can gather myself up here, that'll make this a lot easier. Quickly surveying the property, I notice a power box located near the back of the building that will give me enough height to reach the siding of one of the windows. Planting my foot on the box, I lift myself up to siding and grab onto it. Taking a deep breath while bending both of my knees and preparing my arms, I leaped up as high as I can. Grabbing hold of the siding above me, I place both my feet against the sides of the window. Taking another deep breath, I look up and spot the edge of the shingled roof. Launching myself upward again, I grab hold of the roof and quickly swing myself onto it. Keeping myself low, I move across the roof towards the warehouse. I should be able to jump far enough across to catch the ledge. Hopping back a few feet, I sprint as fast as I can across the rooftop. When I reach the ledge, I propel myself as far as I can. I start swinging my arms in circles to maintain momentum before stopping them as I start falling near the ledge. Both of my hands slam against the abrasive rooftop and catch me from falling. Using my dangling legs, I kick them up rhythmically to help me pull myself up. Once I clear the ledge, I stand up to look around. The top of the warehouse is what I would expect. Oh, okay. Dirt and carried sediment cover the white elastomeric coating. A chute divot in the roof reveals stairs to a door. This was what Foster used to get into the management office. Quietly scaling the stairs, I reach for the doorknob. Yeah, just give me a second. Breaking the neck of the man before he could call out, I shove him to the side and enter the building. To the left is a staircase that leads further into the warehouse, and in front of me is a small table surrounded by boxes. Another man sits at the table staring up at me, terrified. Where's the girl you are holding captive? He doesn't respond and trembles. I notice his right hand slowly moving toward his midsection. Lunging toward him, I throw both of his arms to the side and grab his neck. Final chance to tell me where she is! Once again, he remains silent. Dropping his body to the ground, I let out of a small window that peers into the warehouse. A majority of it is empty, quite contrary to what the picture showed earlier. They move fast. Wah. Come on. Come on! Jesus Christ, man. Just stop the lagging. There. They move fast. But so can I. Going down the stairs quickly, I scout the rooms that pass for anyone. Eventually, I make my way to the bottom. Looks to be an office for a foreman. Lights are dim, but nevertheless emanate a soft white glow. I notice a chair in the middle of the room that has been toppled over. Crouching down to inspect it, I find stairs of long, light brown hair on the floor with some speckles of blood. Oh! The hair is Monica's. Sliding the chair to the right, I look at another door across the empty office. The door is left ajar slightly, revealing that it leads onto the warehouse floor. Gently pushing it open, I walk through the doorway. The unswept floor has accumulated enough dust to almost leave footprints. And several sets lead directly in front of me. Numerous armed men stare back at me suddenly, their eyes wide with surprise. 3 huddled near each other onto my 10 o'clock. 2 more separately directly in front of me. Ducking down and sprinting across the floor, I make my way for the first 3 men. Equipping my knife, I hold it reverse grip and slide to the side of the first guard. All 3 of them struggle to get a weapon out. Okay, it's lagging again. We are gonna finish this route. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Jesus Christ, just go! There we go. All 3 of them struggle to get a weapon out. Catching my target's arm before he can reach, I shove the blade of the knife into his right rib cage, directly in between the straps of his vest. Keeping my breathing and my eyesight focused, I rip the knife out and shove him to the side. Lurching forward past the falling foe, I grab onto the wrist of the second guard. Angling my body clockwise, I throw him over my shoulder. When he hits the ground, I tilt my upper body back to narrowly dodge a swing from the third guard. He has his own knife out now, and the other 2 from across the room are now charging over. Faking to my left, my opponent acting accordingly allows me to catch him from the right. Using my left leg, I push myself to the right as far as I can. Getting underneath his arms, I anchor my left foot in place on the concrete floor. Swinging my right foot against the back of his knees, he loses his balance and falls backward. Catching his moderately length black hair, I hold him up just long enough to bring my blade to his throat. The guard behind me begins climbing to his feet. Alright, come on. We're almost there, computer. I know you can hold on. We can hold on. We can do this. Come on. I know we can do this. You know your laptop is really old when even a visual novel when you're streaming lags. Fucking hell. The guard behind me begins climbing to his feet. The other 2 rush me from the front. Faking to my right this time, one guard hesitates and stops his advance. But the other charges directly for me, murder in his eyes as he raises a firearm. The signature size and design of the slide identifies his handgun as HK USP. I wasn't apprehensive about firearms tonight, but with how versatile the handgun can be, his cartridge could do anything. Even a mishap could cause an entire limb of mine to become useless. If I can take the remaining obstructions out silently, I can keep my incognito status. Aren't you getting a new PC? I am. I have to be even faster than I am now. Bending my knees, I throw myself forward. A sudden change in my approach causes the man to hesitate and also stop his advance. Rolling to his left side, I stand up and throw my elbow into his right temple. The sudden impact against his head temporarily stuns him. His arms begin to fall limp. Taking advantage of this, I press both my hands against his chest. Forcing my arms up, I break the grip he has on his handgun and open up an opportunity to attack. Alright. Fuck. Come on, man. Come on. There we go. Sawing the straps of his vest, I open up a vital artery near his shoulder. Kicking him back on the other guard, I turn around and start swinging at the man behind me. He hops and dashes side to side to dodge me, but with each swing, I am surveying how he fights. And now I can articulate how he's going to move. Repeating my same attack pattern, he does the exact same movements as before to dodge them. Before I finish with my final swing, I suddenly dash forward and tackle him to the ground. Gah! Maneuvering my legs around his neck, I jerk them and his skull clockwise. Releasing the corpse from my grip, I swing my lower body backward to roll away. Getting behind my feet, the final opponent tries to run out of the warehouse. Sprinting after him, I grab his shoulder inches before he reaches the door. Looking back at all 5 dead bodies, I struggle to keep my breathing in check. Taking a few seconds to stop and focus, I quickly regain my composure. Looks like this pistol is very used by German police officers. Oh, did you look that shit up? Nice. Alright, come on. Come on. There we go. Taking a few seconds to stop and focus, I quickly regain my composure. Leaning against the wall next to the exit, I bow my head for a second and close my eyes, trying to listen for anyone around me or anything I should take note of. But all I hear is complete silence. I should be safe to move now. Gently turning the metallic doorknob, I silently open the door and exit the warehouse. Now in the backyard, a small stairwell about 10 feet in front of me leads down to a wooden boardwalk. Several people stand at the edge of the boardwalk near a boat. Their bodies are silhouetted in black for the low lighting. The knife that remains glued to my palm reminds me in my mission. They all need to pay. Until I find her, none of them are safe. So that means I close my eyes and reflect on everything I've done just this night alone. Bending my knees and preparing my body for another assault, I control my breathing and then reopen my eyes. Launching myself forward, I sprint as fast as I can towards the boat. It's still docked, but that doesn't mean it can't change in a second's notice either. And if Monica's on this boat, my legs carrying me faster than they ever have before, I shake my head to remove all thought from it. Several of the individuals I am approaching all turn out to be dressed in suits and radio gear. Their eyes quickly turn from confusion to surprise when I'm finally noticed. More than halfway to the boat, several of the men aim firearms that vary from handgun to assault. You're really gonna shoot? Do you think that will work on me? I scream out as I remove my handgun from its holster. Swapping both my knife and my firearm between hands, I aim at the first 2 men charging me. Striking the man on the left 3 times of the upper body, he falls back of the boardwalk into the water below. The man to the right I slide next to, keeping my barrel pointed at his head. His body tenses up for a second, losing its balance and falling into the water like his buddy. When the body starts to fall, I reveal myself from behind it and continue sprinting. Taking another one down, 2 more of the top side of the small boat aim at me. Dashing side to side to make myself harder for them to hit, I finally reach the end of the boardwalk. Jumping onto deck, I turn and immediately fire 2 rounds into both of the shooters' heads before they can fire back. When both of their corpses hit the deck, I turn around and locate the porthole that leads inside. Upon ordering a flimsy wooden door, I find Monica inside. Alright, just in case if we get a CG, I'm gonna wait for it to stop lagging. There we go. She's restrained to the corner of the room, eyes fearfully looking at the reason she had just heard gunshots. Duct tape covers her mouth, but I can hear her vocalize my name through it. Scanning the room, I determine that for now, we're alone. But the gunfire will attract people, enemy or not. I need to get Monica out of here as quickly as possible. Kneeling behind her, I gently and carefully cut the zip tie restraining her arms behind her back. She takes the tape off her mouth immediately after regaining control of her hands. Monica's eyes start to tear up. She looks into my eyes for a moment before wrapping her arms around me. Embracing her back, I let go for a few seconds later to check her for any wounds. Looking up and down her body, she has several bruises and scratches, but nothing too serious. Are you hurt anywhere I can't see? No. Thank you for coming. She tightens her hug. Several of my emotions conflicting with my state of mind, I shake my head again and stand up, bringing Monica up to her feet with me. Listen, we don't have much time. We need to get back to land as soon as possible. Right, let's get going then. When I reach for the knob, the door suddenly flies open and slams into me, throwing me onto my back. Diverse! Looking at the open doorway, another one of Hagashida's operators walks in, aiming a handgun at me. Shit! A cocky smirk on his face, he stares down at me as he pulls the trigger. What are you doing, you crazy bitch? A smoking hole in the floor sits inches from my abdomen. But the near-life threatening event doesn't surprise me. It's the scene in front of me. Monica's holding the man's arms up, distorting his aim with the handgun. No doubt she saved my life right there. Her eyes project the fire determination that instantly reignites mine. Getting to my feet and grabbing onto the helpless man in front of me, I lock his wrists between my grip and disarm him. Monica, look away. She looks at me with the faint fog of fear in her eyes. Complying, she turns her head away and tightly shuts her eyes. Wrapping my hands around our assailant's neck, I do what I was bred to do. Setting the body on the ground, Monica returns her gaze to me. I'm sorry for that. A slight twinge of sincerity in my voice. I try to offer something in the form of consolation. I keep forgetting that there are others out here that don't want to kill. Alright, it's still lagging. Holy fuck, yeah. Wait, Yandere's still here? But you become numb to its effects after a while. Eventually you don't start seeing them as human beings anymore. They become obstacles to you and nothing more. They don't mean anything to you, nor will they ever. But for someone like Monica, this is not something she is okay with. However, we have no more time left. Grabbing her wrist, exiting the interior, Monica and I quickly hop off the deck and onto the boardwalk. Both of our paces turning into running, we make our way back along the long and narrow wooden path. My eyes constantly scanning every dark corner and shadow for anyone. I can definitely tell people are more active now that they've heard a gunfight. Successfully making it across the path and back onto land, I take Monica across the yard and back into the road I came from. If I can make it to the edge of the docks where I come from, we can find a way out of here quietly. Reaching a wall, I scale on my way to the warehouse. I help Monica climb over it. After she lands on the other side, I follow suit. Both of us start to slow our pace and stick to the shadows until we reach the signature storage crate aisles from before. This is good. We're nearing the outskirts of the docks. All of a sudden, a group of people come from one of the aisles in front of us. Alright, okay. Come on, don't lag. He reached the mark. Yep, and we're literally so close to being finished, I think. All of a sudden, a group of people come from one of the aisles in front of us. Okay. Pushing our way past them, they all jump as if they were startled. Oh my fucking god. This is my longest lag spike so far. There we go. Pushing our way past them, they all jump as if they were startled. Civilians, maybe? It's too much a risk. It's too much of a risk to stop and chance. Eventually getting to a small open area, Monica and I stop in the middle of it. Behind us, a ledge that drops into the water. If it wasn't for rusted debris under the water, I would say we could make our way out from there. But that's not an option. Sensing an incredibly large amount of people surrounding us, shadows turn into solid figures of armed men. All in varying outfits. Some are wearing suits, some are wearing all black clothing, and some are wearing tactical gear. Damn it! We've been trapped! The armed men close in on us, but a single man in a suit steps out from the mass. Well, this is a surprise. I remember this man. Hanzo Hagashita, Prime Minister of Japan. Monica gasps behind me. Of all the people that would come here tonight, why you? At first, I expected this to be done quick and painlessly. However, I felt it necessary to intervene after it took longer than I could accept anymore. Is that why you dispatched a raid on my field office? Correct. It was to line everything up for what I had planned days ago. Yet, once again, you cheat death and reality by showing up here not even a few hours after it. You look beyond fatigued, yet here you are. Raising the tone of his voice and clenching both of his fists, he plants his eyes directly into my eyes. Killing many of my men with reckless abandon. Normally I would be fine if you had killed a few. I expected that to happen. Call it a patriotic sacrifice from those who were lost. You really are a politician. I had some pretty big shoes to fill. You know, growing up in Japan, I had a traditional family. My father wanted me to continue his work once he retired. Being one of Japan's most prominent politicians, I had no other choice but to learn. I learned that you don't get what you truly want in life unless you take risks and be ruthless in your journey. That's something you and I both have in common, right, Diverse? He pauses for a second to make direct eye contact with me. However, when I worked during the election period that you were introduced at, things got much harder for me. I had one obstacle that was going to prevent me from getting what I wanted. Let me guess. That's me? A child like you has no real influence on the political world. Political world. It was your dear girlfriend's father. You don't mean Izuki? What, didn't think we would what? What, didn't think we would figure it out? Monica looks between him and me, her hands glued to my arm. You two became the entire focus of a specific division I had set up. It didn't take long before we recognized your relationship with her. In fact, it was bittersweet when you were pulled away from her. I didn't want to leave. Gripping my left hand into a fist, I remember the day that Hagashita's men first attempt to take Izuki away from me. It's unfortunate you did. You became somewhat of a side project for me. Unfortunately, one that has become more of a burden in my current operations. A side project? What did Izuki's father do to make you create all this? He dug his nose where it didn't belong. Affairs of national security, that is. Doe, that main guy you sent out after us. He's in one of our cells not feeling too good right now. He said you were after me because of information. What information could I possibly have that you would go as far as this for? That old cook had too much of a good heart to work with me. I'll let you in on a little something. He didn't like that we were going to become the world's leading nuclear superpower. What? It feels good just saying it out loud. Japan will soon become one of the nations that are feared in this despicable world. Times have changed, and so must the shift of power. I, Hanzo Hagashita, the Prime Minister of Japan, will become a name revered by all. Like a true businessman, I will do whatever it takes to achieve my goal. Leading nuclear superpower? You're insinuating nuclear weapons, aren't you? I've sent spies to major nuclear powers in the world. I've gathered enough intelligence to skyrocket my country to the top. And since you, Izuki, and that old man were the only ones exposed to such information, I couldn't have you jeopardizing my election and my plans. And now that I am the Prime Minister, I have full resource control to tie all my loose ends. Do you think you are going to get away with this? Why are you... Do you think you're going to get away with this? Why are you telling me this? Because I still have use for you, Diverse. And a good businessman doesn't let his assets go easily. He smirks devilishly and flicks his index finger off to the side. A lone shot rings out from a distance. Diverse? All sound in the world mutes except of a body falling to the ground behind me. Turning around, Monika's no longer standing by my side as she was before. My hands trembling, I look down at the ground. Monika's collapsed body lies at my feet. Blood pours from her chest and onto the ground below. Excuse me, I gotta... Diverse! Oh, before I press any further, I gotta make sure it doesn't lag here. Well, she just died. Rest in peace, Monika. In Fruits of the Literature Club. Yep. Yeah, here comes the true bad ending part. Once it stops lagging, of course. There we go. My strength leaving my legs, I drop to my knees and pick up Monika's upper body. Holding her tightly in my arms, I hold the wound on her chest closed and use my other hand to feel her neck. No. Monika? I look into her eyes and watch them gloss over before mine. The sound of her final breath leaving her lungs continuously repeats itself in my mind. Now that I have your attention, I'm gonna call on you very soon for something. You're going to answer that call and do what I ask you to. Or the rest of your little girlfriends at school will suffer a similar fate. Expect my call in 3 days. Goodbye, Diverse. Agashida turns his back away from me and starts to walk off, men slowly trailing behind him. Monika! Please! Please answer me! Please! Please answer me! It's lagging again. No! Every emotion I have suppressed now violently attempts to erupt out of me. All of my problems, all of my hardship, all of my regret, all of my hate. They will pay! Gently setting Monika's body to the ground, I lean down and kiss her cheek one last time. I'm going to end this, Monika. There's no turning back. They will all die! Turning away from Monika's body, I grab my knife and my handgun from the ground. Keeping my mouth closed and my vision solely on revenge, I give in to my killer instincts. God, why is traffic backed up right now? Slamming the palms of my hands against... Oh my god. Slamming the palms of my hands against the steering wheel in frustration, I look to Mizuki in the passenger seat. She gives me a pity smile and looks back out to the road ahead. This is beyond annoying! I hate traffic so much. Any word from Foster yet about Diverse? Nothing yet. I'll let you know if anything Speak of the devil. Can you answer it for me? Certainly. Miyuki reaches into the center console and grabs my phone. She answers the incoming call and puts it on speaker. Foster? Ma'am, we have a big problem. Foster's voice sounds scared. That isn't good. What is it? It's Agent 4219, ma'am. He's... Diverse? What are you saying? He's what? Ma'am, he's killing everyone! What? Guh? Foster, I need you to explain more, now! Oh my god. Please don't let it be... Ma'am, he's leaving no survivors. No. No way! My entire body turns ice cold, but my stomach instantly begins boiling hot. Throwing my door open, I vomit out onto the road. Ma'am? Don't worry about... God damn it, we need to get to Diverse fast! Foster, where are you, and where is he? Foster provides his specific location at Diverse's location to Miyuki. After calculation, he's only a few minutes away if he cut through in an alleyway. Finding a place to park my car, both Miyuki and I get out and start to run. Once we cross the street and start heading to the docks, I notice a large gathering of emergency vehicles ahead. They're near the entrance of the storage bay. Ducking to the right and going into an alleyway, Miyuki and I find a secluded spot to cross a wall. Landing down on the other side, I wait for Miyuki to follow and then continue along the aisle of storage crates. As we get closer to the center of the docks, I start seeing bodies litter the ground. There's so many of them! What happened here? They're all armed pretty heavily, too. Yet they're dead, and there are no signs of Diverse or Monica anywhere. Is it possible that he's still fighting to get her, or did they perhaps escape? Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Load up, god damn it. There we go. Is it... Okay, never mind. No, it did not work. Is it possible that he's still fighting to get her? Or did they perhaps escape? Speeding up the pace, I start to follow the aisle along until I see a clearing ahead. It's next to the port. Shouldn't be much farther. Turning the final corner ahead and stepping over more corpses, I see Diverse standing in the middle of the clearing. Something gives me an off feeling about this scene, so I wave Miyuki to stay back. Revealing myself from the shadows, I walk towards him. Diverse? He turns around to stare at me, his body covered in dirt, blood, and sweat. His eyes, however, were empty and dark. Trailing my vision down, I look at what he's standing over. It's Monica! Oh my god! Looking around at the countless dead bodies around me, I now realize why Foster called us earlier. Monica died, and Diverse went into a rampage and killed everyone he considered a threat. Diverse? What happened here? I couldn't keep my promise. He looks at Monica's corpse, then out into the dark sea before us. I couldn't save Monica. It's okay, Diverse. Just come with me, okay? We can get you some He raises his hand and turns to look at me. No. Huh? I refuse to go back. What are you talking about? I take a few steps closer to him, but he reaches his hand out to stop me. I'm too much of a danger to go back, Julia. I look at him as he turns around to fully face me. He points around to all the dead bodies. I did this. I didn't let anyone survive. Nor will I ever. Julia, it's too late for me. Diverse, no, it isn't! My stomach drops while I think of what he means. But there are no buts! His voice breaks. She was my second chance! In his right hand, he holds his handgun. His knuckles white from how tightly he's holding it. It points to the ground along with his eyes. I've never seen him like this. Taking another look into his eyes, I now realize that they are not Diverse's. They're of a completely broken man. His dream of having a normal life, it all revolved around her. Now she's gone. My priority is to get Diverse back as soon as possible so he can rest. I can't put in words what to say to you right now. This is heartbreaking, and I'm so sorry this happened to you, Diverse. I want to help you. Come with me. Miyuki will handle things here. No. He looks back up at me, and he looks back up and meets my eyes. I told you I can't go back. Julia, you don't understand. I will hurt people. There's no place for me left in the world, not after what I've done here. Panic starting to accrue in the depths of my abdomen, I start to sweat and reason with Diverse. Oh god, it's lagging. Oh Jesus Christ, come on. Don't lag here. Come on. Stop lagging here. We can't lag on a good scene. Okay, panic starting to accrue in the depths of my abdomen, I start to sweat and reason with Diverse. I planned to cover this up anyway. Not like we can have our operations leaked to the public. I can try to find some help for you. Please, just let me help you. If you want to help me. He looks back into my teary eyes. Then shoot me. What? I can't do that, Diverse! You don't have a choice. If you take me back, I might just snap again and kill everyone around. Both of my eyes completely full of tears now. I blink them away and continue my desperate pleas. I can find help for you! There's no helping me. But I can make this easier for you. Huh? He raises his right hand and points his handgun at me. Now you really have no choice. No one will blame you. Okay, come on. Stop with the lag. Oh my god, it lags so hard, the audio glitched. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Oh, no, never mind. Come on. Go, 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 go. This is infuriating. Come on. There we go. No one will blame you. What? It's in self-defense, Jules. What are you doing? Free. Oh my god! Diverse, don't do this! 2. Please! Please, just hear me out! 1. Squinting through my tears, I turn my head away. Thank you. Diverse falls backward and lands next to Monica's body. Gripping my handgun as hard as I can, I scream out and throw it to the side. Oh, come on. Oh, seriously? And in a moment like this? Come on, stop lagging, goddammit! we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Scream warning coming up. Why? Why did it have to be this way? 1. Keeping my eyes on Julia, my index finger struggles to put pressure on the trigger. Hopefully, she's a lot stronger than I. Because I can't do it. A sudden force originating from my chest starts to throw me backward. She actually did it. I'm proud of you, Jules. Thank you. When the back of my head hits the cold, hard ground, I expect to feel pain, and much to my surprise, I don't. I don't feel anything, actually. Using the remaining reserve of strength I have left, I turn my head to the side and look at Monica. Reaching my hand to hers, I grab her hand and grip it in mine. Intertwining our fingers, my eyes focus back on the stars above. I'm sorry, Monica. I failed to protect you like I promised. I wish I would have killed Hagashida before he left. The son of a bitch took off as soon as I started firing. Another thing I failed to do. The intense tingling feeling that covers my body starts to go numb. First, my legs. Next, the tips of my fingers. Now my arms. I guess you win, Hagashida. With both Monica and I dead, your identity behind all this is hidden. Julia doesn't know the information I was told a bit ago, but knowing her tenacity, she won't stop until she finds whoever was behind all this. One day she'll find you, Hagashida. And when she does, I'll see you in hell. Is this him? Yes, ma'am. Jesus Christ. Go home, Julia. I'm taking over now. Besides, you need some time to rest after all this. Yes, ma'am. Oh, and Julia? My condolences. It's lagging! Come on! Oh, okay. There we go. We're good. My condolences. I knew that you and him were very close. I don't say anything and turn away from the assistant director. Miyuki insists I go home and get some sleep and assures me she will take care of the paperwork. Another agent helps walk me past press and reports and helps me into my car. Putting the key into the ignition, I don't bother starting it. I rest both of my hands against the steering wheel and bury my face in them. Unable to fight back anymore, I start crying alone in my car. And that's the Monica route! Oh boy! Wow! The bad ending is... that's heavy. If I had to compare that between Sayori's ending, Monica's ending is a little bit sadder because both Monica and Diverse die. Well, as you saw in the as if you saw in the other Sayori, in the Sayori route, in both endings, Diverse dies in her route. Yeah, that was a good mod. Fucking hell, I'm in tears. Yeah. I was trying to fight back a little bit after reading some of the scenes in there. I was like, oh no! But, yeah. That is gonna be it for this stream. I really, really enjoyed this mod. American Eagle, you are super talented in what you do, my guy. And, yeah. next stream will be Yuri's route. So, yep. I'm gonna leave this off here. I'm gonna leave it off like this. And I'm gonna have you guys continue next time on Yuri's route, because that was the one that you guys voted next on the poll. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later, and I will see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye!